That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Ripoff Report investigates real estate identity fraud.
People versus Nicholas Bravo. You're to be imprisoned in the state prison for an aggregate term of 3 years.
The rise and fall of Nicholas Corky Bravo.
I feel I would be better served and it would be better for the county if I would stay in county jail. Could I say something?
People can't believe this story was real, that a swindler named Nicholas Corky Bravo was YouTube famous.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, all the chicks that I'm going to be able to pick up in this.
You bought this car?
I bought this car. This is called Capito. Got my hands very dirty.
Now he's in jail, convicted of real estate identity fraud. As he's handed a 3-year sentence, the aspiring actor takes the spotlight.
And I think I can help a lot more people in county jail than I can in prison.
But the judge doesn't buy it.
Well, that may be so, but the prescribed term is a prison term.
What makes this case so utterly fascinating is the ensemble cast of characters.
I'm mad at you, Nick!
But he had a dream.
I kind of like homeless Nick.
A vigilante calling himself Tom Davis was the first to tip off the cops. The cops did a superb job of getting Bravo behind bars.
He's one dedicated son of a bitch, I gotta tell you.
But on this Corky-obsessed forum, Tom Davis raises questions about the company Corky keeps. He writes, I strongly suspect that the people he hangs out with are involved in some sort of real estate identity fraud. Davis even promises to go after them himself. So we asked Tom Davis, whoever you are, contact Ripoff Report Investigates and tell us what you know. In the meantime, our law enforcement officials tell us this case is closed.
Anyway, take care of yourself. Good luck to you.
There's a massive range of cases.
There are a lot more bad folks out there than there are good folks who are trying to stop this. And so people have to protect themselves.
And no shortage of these scammers. Some of their schemes will blow your mind.
For more information on how you can stop real estate identity fraud from happening to you and what's being done to close loopholes in the law, go to ripoffreport.com and click on Ripoff Report Investigates. Don't get ripped off.
Hey, Vaughn Hilton, where you at? I'm looking for you, Vaughn Hilton. You know the face, and you know who I am. We will see soon. I will see you soon.
Ominous words, my friends. Ominous words. How are you all doing tonight? Oh, my goodness. What a week it's been. What a week it's been. Oh, where to start? There's all kinds of butt hurt. There's tears. Let me join you folks. There you are. It's been busy here. I'm 3 streams this week, folks. I'm spoiling you. I'm spoiling yas. Oh, jeepers creepers. We, of course, had the Andrea Safe House tapes live listening session, and I want to thank everybody for the fantastic turnout for that. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And we had a great little after party on Discord. That was nice, reminiscing, talking about a little bit about the old days. It was good. We'll have to do more of those sometime. This has been quite a week. Yeah, how do you put a capper? How do you put a capper on this week? Jeepers. And yeah, we got a lot of rumors about Von Helton going around out there. We got possibly kids under a trailer. We got... Oh, fuck. The Schwann's man cometh, folks. By the way, if anybody's looking to pick up a little extra work, I guess Shani and Rev are hiring. We'll touch on that. Oh, we got all kinds of good stuff. And, of course, we have a guest tonight from the Omni-Eris channel. I'm just going to go ahead and add him. Why waste him? He's backstage. We are receiving your transmission.
Hello there. Hello there.
Hello, YouTube land.
How's it going?
Yeah, you know, it's just I'm sifting through the weeds. I gotta admit, this week has worn me out. It's worn me down. I'm glad you're on to add a little bit of life, a little wind in the sails here, because my batteries are running low.
What wore you down? Just did you see too much of the shanty porn? That kind of messed me up for a few days, but I still keep watching it anyway. I can't stop myself.
Yeah, well, some people have a morbid fascination with that kind of things. I mean, whether it's a donkey shitting on your chest or a fucking 500-pound fucking woman getting fisted over her couch.
Good Lord. I want to see who she thinks is going to take her up on this acting gig that she's offered. And are they going to pay people, or does she just expect people to come bang her and then they're going to put it up on the internet and make money off of it and not give a cut to the actor? What is that all about?
No, it'd be the privilege, right?
Yeah, the
Riding that
privilege of
mound of
banging
flesh.
Channy.
Well, if they really are in Japan, she'd probably be doing good. People probably would pay for that as a ride.
That's true.
Worship
They're pretty
her feet.
weird over there.
Yeah.
They
She's
have
like a
sex with
god.
octopuses.
Yeah, there's some kind of weird shit going on over there. But
Trust me, I have an Asian fetish. I'm well aware.
no, goodness gracious.
Just kidding. That's racist.
So yeah, we had Nick Bravo on. Was that
Yeah, I'm
Wednesday
just
yesterday?
familiar with him. I didn't know about him till recently. Doc Savage let me know about him. I don't know much except he's a scammer or something like that.
Well, he's got a history. We're sorting through it. We're getting through it. I gave him a platform to say his piece. And by the way, if anybody out there that knows more of the Corky saga that wants to come in sometime, I've put out the emails. We'll see what we can do. And we'll see if we can dig deep in this. But I think there's more to the story than Corky lets on. But
Most of his multiple personalities seem really obnoxious. Those voices he does, like, I don't know, they bring out some violent urge within me.
That seems to be a common response with him. But yeah, we'll
Wonder
dig
if he
deep
kept
into
that voice up in jail. You think that they put up with that in there?
I don't know. He might have done well in jail. Had his teeth fixed. I don't know.
Maybe he was running the yard.
He's running something. Not a scam very well, apparently.
Well, he's saying he might do it again. From what I saw, I mean, I don't know if he was just kidding. I only watched one video, but he was. Somebody said, "Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna scam people again with this?" And he said, "Yeah. What do you think I'm doing right now?" And he held up a bunch of papers, like about real estate law. So I don't know. I definitely would avoid him, but.
Well, I definitely wouldn't be entering any kind of partnerships or deals with him. I know.
That's what I mean. If you're looking for a house, avoid him.
I don't know. Maybe if only we could hook them up with Shani and Rev, get them a fucking part-time job.
Yeah, maybe we could get them all banging on camera. It could just be like a really weird reality porno or something.
Well, see, he's a virgin too.
Oh,
and
is he?
He's an incel. And
you don't say.
Yeah. That's exactly what Shani's looking for right now. I don't know. Oh, God. We'll get into all that. We got lots to cover, actually. So I'm just going to get to my little fucking intro here where I like to crack my Heineken. We got a very special musical number tonight.
Exciting.
Disgusting motherfucker. I got the old fucking can opener tonight. There we go.
I hear you have a TI on. Not on, but, you know, as a subject.
Yeah, I've been checking out someone here. Just give me a sec. I got to wet my whistle. That's like an angel dancing on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, we've been checking out this guy, and his name is Targeted Citizen.
I know him. Yes.
Good. Maybe
I've
you
been
give us
meaning
some
to cover him
backstory.
lately.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot, but I do know that he just pretended his son was kidnapped, and he seems to be very jacked up most of the time.
Oh yeah, he's high, and he's saying tonight. Actually, I think he's live right now. I was watching a bit of him, and he was saying sometimes the voices in his head get so loud he has to crank the TV up. This is also the same guy last week that said that the powers that be were stealing his forks and spoons, because if you report it, that's how they think you're crazy.
I caught that when he goes to sleep at night, he puts a door up under the doorknob on the inside of the house so that nobody can come in. I was like, wow, I guess that's kind of unique. So,
yeah,
and he does First Amendment audits too, right? Where he stands outside of the police stations and yells at all the police.
Yeah, I haven't seen him do that. I know he's went to the airport. There's some video where he's fucking thinking they're following him around Walmart, and yeah, he does. He subpoenas people for documents and flight patterns, and I don't know.
Is he a sovereign citizen?
I'm guessing. I think he's just whatever. What's most important, though, is to hit his PayPal at the end of every video. That's the only way you're going to help him.
Oh, right. And then he does those Q&As all the time, too, probably so he can hawk that PayPal.
Well, that's the genius. He says he's providing a safe space for victims, for other targeted individuals. So the only way to help him is to, like, donate. So, of course, he herd together all the suckers, right?
I know he's connected to some guy who says he's like a former police chief, and they're distributing legal advice, but they're not lawyers or anything, but they're telling people how to deal with police and stuff as a targeted individual, except the police chief doesn't know how to spell the word chief. It's spelled completely incorrectly. I know that Targeted Citizen is working with this guy somehow. I think they might I don't know. It's hard to say that what he does is a business, but I feel like maybe they have like a revolving door of rubes that they toss back and forth to each other. And of course, there's probably more people involved that we don't know about or just haven't run across.
Well, maybe there was a big misunderstanding. He was the police chef.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't trust him with food. He looks kind of gross.
Yeah. It's like a monkey squeezing your orange juice, right? Well, I tell you what, let's get through this musical number because the people love it. They demand it of me. It's against my will, but that's what they want. So we'll give them this little music forte, and we'll get into the whole shanty because I think you made a very poignant video that expressed what many of us have been feeling lately. So we'll get to that. So I'm going to mute up, and we're going to enjoy this little rock and roll number, folks.
In the beginning, back in 1955, man didn't know about a rock and roll show, all that jive. The white man had the smarts, the black man had the blues. No one knew what they was gonna do, but Tchaikovsky had the news. He said, let there be sound. There was sound. Let there be lights. There was lights. Let there be drums. There was drums. Let there be guitar. And there was guitar. Ow! Let there be rock. And it came to pass that rock and roll was born. All across the land, every rockin' band blowing up the storm. And Guitar Man got famous, the businessman got rich, and every bar was a superstar with a 7-year itch. There were 15 million fingers learning how to play, and you could hear the fingers ticking. And this is what they had to say. Let there be light, sound, drums, and guitars. Ow, let there be rock. One night in a club called the Shakin' Hand, there was a 42 decibel rockin' band. And the music was good and the music was loud. And the singer turned and he said to the crowd, "I'll let them be right." He did. That's all. That's all he did.
Nailed it.
Boy, that note at the end was really, it just put me right through the roof.
It's the passion.
I'm about who the fuck are you?
What the hell was that?
It was rock and roll, baby.
You ain't got nothing on this. No.
You ain't got nothing on this. Okay, dude. There's so many things to say about this. Yeah, you chug that Mountain Dew. This is what rock and roll is all about.
Very cool.
It's still got the vape plugged in.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for him to get a shock one day.
Hope it explodes while he's screaming into his microphone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll be here all night.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere, huh?
No more money.
You got to get the mail in the morning at the end of the driveway.
That's true. That's his
Miguel,
exercise for the day, too.
Fucking kids. Oh, we got another ripoff report, folks.
But I'll act in your film for free.
This wannabe actor didn't make it on the big screen, but he did leave his mark on YouTube,
This is called Capito.
boasting about his earnings until an anonymous follower by the name of Tom Davis helped take him down.
I could respect him a little bit if he would have just walked up to me on the street and punched me in the nose.
Part 2 of the Corky Bravo story.
It's been never-ending torture.
Wow, it sounds like he's had a horrible life.
He certainly will tell you about it. No...
So, are we supposed to feel more sympathy for him than the people he ripped off?
Well, to be fair, the people he ripped off was dead. That's how he looks at it, right? So.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. Did they die after he ripped them off? Or, did he rip off, I don't know, did he do some kind of scam where he used dead people's information to get money?
It was kind of more of a dead people. But see, it's kind of foggy. I'm trying to get the truth out of them because there's rumors there were multiple properties they were working on.
Yeah.
That's just one they kind of got through and got caught on. So
I need to look into him a little more. I know he seems pretty responsive. He was talking to my boy, Azazel the Sodomizer, in the chat the other day. So I was thinking, wow, I guess, you might be able to work with him. He seems like all you got to do is talk to him and he starts reacting. So that's always a good sign.
Yeah, well, he's looking for attention. So, so word on the street is there's some cheap squirt videos going around.
Boy, that sounds really unwholesome.
And now, I haven't personally witnessed the squirt videos, and I don't really plan on visiting that. But
I'm going to do that for sure. I might do it while we're talking.
Oh, well, hey, fill us in. I mean, we can play audio. We're safe with audio.
Let me go check that.
I don't want to let you down. Spoiler alert. From what I hear, it's more of a drip than a fucking squirt. But
go
ahead.
I guess that maybe it's the Sexy for Christ. Oh no, there it is. I was looking at the wrong Twitter account.
Well, yeah.
Ooh,
bungholes for Christ.
Oh, that's really hideous. It's really weird. One of her butt cheeks is brown, and I know that it's around the butt area, but I think that it's like a necrosis on one of her butt cheeks. Like the blood is no longer making it all the way to the flesh. Oh my god. Oh, here's a Rev blowjob. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
What are you subjecting yourself to over there?
I don't see squirting videos yet. That's probably for the best.
They're around, I hear. But a lackluster performance apparently, but I don't know. I don't know how to gauge that.
I'm just saying it ruined it's had an effect on me sexually. You know, just sitting around, you know, having sexy thoughts, and then all of a sudden you hear Rev like moaning in your mind because you remember you watched that video, and it's just all of a sudden everything's ruined. So I don't know that I'm going to recover. I think I have PTSD.
Yeah, her fake moaning, and then like him like, folks.
Oh my love.
What's going on, folks?
Did you see? I love how she puts her actual YouTube OBS drop, and she puts the porno in there too. Like it says, like subscribe to me on YouTube. Meanwhile, like Rev is fingering her giant ass. Did you see the one where she goes, "Oh, he put it in my butthole," and then he pulls out and puts it in her vajayjay? That is not sanitary.
Yeah, I think I might have seen some stills of some of that actually. That was enough to. Yeah, it's I don't know if you're familiar with the story Pickman's Model.
I'm not.
He's
is it?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying, is this a Stephen King story?
No, it's actually H.P. Lovecraft, and it's about this painter who's an amazing painter, but he paints these horrific scenes of like ghouls eating flesh at night. And
okay.
It turns out he was really witnessing horrors, and that's kind of what I felt when I was watching this like slideshow of stills from the recent porn offerings. So it was chilling.
Is that the one where there's a picture of some, like, it's based on the one of Kronos eating his child, and it's I might probably think of something different. I read H.P. Lovecraft since high school, so
I think they use that as a pick a lot for it. But yeah. So, anyways, moving right along, I guess Rev is quite proud of.
I don't know why.
Squirt or drip, or I heard it's coming out like kind of like fucking molasses.
Dude,
jug sideways kind of.
Maybe it's an infection, something seeping out.
Could have hit a cyst. We don't know what.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, now we've crossed the line, folks. Well, let's take a look. He's pretty proud here
of his carrot dick.
Well, folks,
Shanny for carrots.
Can you say squirt?
Look at him. Kratom is one hell of a drug.
Can you say
seriously?
I have noticed, like Nick was high on it too. He's been hitting the kratom pretty hard. That must be a thing going around YouTube now. Is all the cows they're grazing kratom to up their game?
Listen, I've done kratom, and I do kratom sometimes, and you know, I think that there's either they're just doing a lot of fucking kratom, or they're mixing it with other stuff.
Well, I mean, they're a cocktail of they're a walking cocktail of fucking narcotics, right? Sorry,
right. Well, I mean, like Rev has like a lightsaber torch lighter. The first thing I think when I see that is like a crackhead who had too much money that particular day. So I don't know. And the way he acts, it's all over the place. Sometimes I think it's MDMA. Sometimes I think he's drunk. Sometimes I just think he smoked too much weed. But whatever he's doing is apparently giving him heart palpitations.
I think you're probably right. It's across the spectrum on any given afternoon, right? Depending if he has to pick up the kids or not. You know, he selects certain driving drugs.
There was one video right after he got busted with the driving video where Shanny was making a video and Rev was on his way to pick up the kids. And right as he got to the door, he goes, oh, I'm about to have a heart attack. And Shanny's like, what's going on? And he goes, nothing, I'll be fine. And then he leaves. I'm like, you didn't learn anything at all, did you?
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, we're not dealing with the brightest here, folks. I don't think
that's true.
Lessons learned is not a phrase in the household here. Anyways, let's
say it right now for me. 3, 2, 1. Squirt. That's what just happened. Over at onlyfans.com/Shanny for Christ. Shanny, the number 4, Christ. That's right.
Because there's nothing like thinking about Jesus. Kill a boner.
I don't understand. It's got Christ in the name and it's on a porno site. I mean, I don't think Jesus would approve.
Jesus is crying.
Folks. Little old me, the Rev dude, looking like, I don't know. All right, if I were a metal dude that
Let's say Lisa Loeb with a fucking goat beard.
It really looks like a 90s alternative pop singer. With the beard for real, or like remember the goat guy from SNL? Yeah, he kind of looks like
goat
that.
Boy.
Yeah, go boy. Oh, and by the way, that towel has not been changed one time since they have lived there for over a month, and it's right by the toilet, and it's covered in fecal matter. You know, it's like a biohazard.
Well, the fecal matter got there by crawling up the wall because they ain't washing their hands.
Yeah, and it probably is trying to get away from them as well, so it's, gets stuck on the towel.
It's been slowly inching over, committing a slow suicide from what it's witnessed in that bathroom.
When he takes a shit, all of the biological material within is just like, oh, at least we're out of rev, right?
I can't wait for the video to come out where she just can't wait and mounts him on the shitter.
Dude, they're going to be doing shitter videos soon. They have no dignity at all. So, I don't know. It's just bizarre. Now she's peeing on him, and he thinks he's coming on her. Dude, it's piss. She's pissing on you.
Like I said before, when it comes to porn, folks, any content is not good content. You just don't throw it out there just because you got it.
Can I give a perspective as a gay man? If you are, I just remember from back in the day, if you were to go to XTube and randomize on gay porn, you will see things that will make you very mentally ill. You'll just go crazy from looking at it. You'll be like, is this really happening? And that's the same vibe I get from knowing that Shani and Rev are now on Pornhub. It's like one of those freak things that you just randomly see that you wish you hadn't, but it's just there.
No, it's when you went too far and the porn isn't doing it anymore, and you got to just fucking, I watched a fucking goat fucking kick a fucking midget in the nuts on the last one. It wasn't doing it for me.
That's pretty tame, yeah.
Well, it's like tickets to the freak show, folks. $6. You watch her do her thing, and so like the bearded lady mounting the flesh.
There's something about our particular hobby of observing these freaks on the internet that I think has given us a desensitization, which most people probably wouldn't envy. Maybe we're less human now because of what we've witnessed.
There's definitely been some soul lost. I think I've got a stomach of iron these days.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Look like now. I'm going to take my glasses off. Well, I could do a long-haired Chester. Shannon.
What?
Could I do a long...
Validate me, Shannon. Well, see, they digress. I noticed he starts with a point. Now he's talking about what metal artist he looks like. He's going to say he's Chester, what's-his-face from Linkin Park. And... they eventually get back to the point by the end of the video, but it's all filler.
Well, I mean, he's definitely got some kind of intelligence going there because he's able to multitask. He's taking a shit at the whole time that he's doing this, so he's got multiple things going on.
Yeah, he's got no pants on, folks.
Chester Bennington, maybe. Yeah, sure.
She's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm texting Jamal at Kroger right now. He's gonna come over and piss me later on.
Sure, you look like a rock star, Rev. Totally right. Leave me alone now.
Yeah, I'm lining up a fucking Jamaican tour bus to come to our next video.
Still be like throwing a hot dog down the hallway.
Okay.
Throw his hair out long, Chester. May God rest your soul, Chester.
His ending will be similar to Chester Bennington's, most likely.
Oh God. Yeah. I don't think that really, say what you want. People get on my back about this. Listen, I want to make it clear. I don't think Shani is capable of playing 4-dimensional chess, right?
No.
I don't think she can spell it, but she's definitely a manipulator, and she is in the winning position right now.
Yes, she's smarter than him. He's her pawn.
Yeah, and she's all winning. I mean, she's got a dude paying all his shit, got him cucked to the point now she's actually advertising openly.
She's saying, fuck you, I'm going to fuck other people. And I heard she's trying to fuck G-Man and Dragnoct now.
Oh, I don't know. Dragnoct's in the audience. Maybe we can confirm that. We can get on that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second.
Those are the people who have cucked Rev, like the people who made fun of him the hardest. She wants to fuck them. Like, she is just, not only is she pissing on him in sex, but she's pissing on his soul.
Oh, yeah. She's fucking, oh, yeah. We'll get to that in a second. Let's play, guess the heavy metal artist he most doesn't look like.
We will always love you, Chester.
Just having a smoke on the shitter.
That's the truth. Linkin Park, I missed out. Because back in the day when I was growing up, Linkin Park was very big. I never got into them. I heard the one song, Crawling's a pretty good song. One more break, and I'm about to break. Everything.
Oh my God.
That's the
like I don't know. I'm an old man. Is this Kratom? Is this what we're watching right now?
Yeah, he's definitely been way more fucked up. It could just be kratom and maybe some weed. You know, do you remember the one when the police knocked on the door at the end of their 3-hour stream?
Mm-hmm.
He was really jacked up there. Like, I think he was at a 10 there. He's probably at a 9 driving. I would say he's probably at, I would even say low 4 or a 5 here.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
he's definitely been more
toned down.
messed up.
Yeah, he's dialed back.
Maybe he had a reality check after Shanny squirted on him and it brought him down a notch.
Well, sometimes it takes getting pissed on, but
only song I knew, which is a alright song, but I heard it so many times on 95.7 The Bear. I think that's the numbers, the call numbers, 95.7, 97.9, 97.9X, which was The Bear. And in the morning they would play, Mom, bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain.
Oh my God. No, you know what? I'm taking it up to a 6 or a 7.
it's kicking in. It's
yeah, I think you're right.
Because I mean, folks, if you don't remember, this was a video about her squirting.
Oh,
and we now have digressed.
We're learning about the bear.
Yeah, and now he's singing
the radio station.
The bear comes over the mountain, for fuck's sake.
And the bear went over the mountain to see that he could rock.
He needs bliss sex.
Like some Stained or fucking Disturbed.
Another horrible band.
Right, 1999. That's right, folks. 99. About that. I was a freshman in high school.
Don't you love when people who are clearly balding keep longer hair? It's really cool.
Yeah, just give up the fight, man.
Yep.
Sooner you accept it. Trust me, just sooner you accept it. It's just do it.
He gave up the fight against employment, so he should give up the fight against long hair.
Yeah, it's over, dude. You've made your point. You ain't
exactly.
You can shave your head now.
And I saw Disturbed on HBO. HBO did a show called, oh my God, what the fuck was the name of the show?
Why are you so random?
Very random.
Because he's high.
I'm not drunk, I'm high. I'm just waiting for him to say that out of the side of his mouth to her.
You know, he should go back to the drinking. Honestly, at least that was like a consistent kind of behavior. This is just all over the place. Find a drug and stick to it, douche. Like the rest of us.
You know, I kind of feel for Rev in these situations because I think it's obvious that he's making these videos because this is his last fucking safe space, right? In his own home. He's like, I own this spot. She still makes him keep the door open and like fucking, you know, ghost produce from the other room.
Yeah, she'll yell at, you didn't say my mom was a big enough bitch, Rev! And then he corrects. I love the one where he came on to talk shit about her mom, and after 10 minutes, he's like, well, I guess we're done. And she goes, no, you're not. So he goes on for another 45 minutes. I mean, his life must be a living hell. We've all dated crazy people, but God, she is just knocking it out of the park.
Oh yeah, she's literally a runaway train. Anyway,
I made you squirt. That's what just happened over at OnlyFans.com.
We've wrapped around back to the point. Yeah. Oh, the kid. Listen, and I keep bringing this up because I mean, I think it's an important thing. Kids today are tech savvy. They're tech savvy.
Yeah.
Like they're 12, 13-ish. This stuff's free on YouTube, open. I mean, it's not censored. How long till the classmates find this shit?
You can find it for free on Twitter. It's not even behind an age restriction, and Shanny hasn't even made any attempt to have it removed. Anyone can see Shanny getting. I don't know. It's just it's evil to do this to your children. It is just really utterly evil to do this.
And they're wondering why they have to like lock up the butter knives and shit. And it's like fucking.
Dude, I think she wants those kids to be taken away from her. At first, it would relieve her of the responsibility, and then she could blame all of the drama investigators for it, so she would be the eternal, perpetual victim who no longer has to take care of her kids. I think she's trying to have something like that happen.
No, like I said, right now like I said, list the ways she's winning, right? She's got some dude cuckold and paying all her bills, allowing her to now fuck other people apparently fucking and make money. And I bet you she sees some cute, in his bed as he's like cleaning up the mess and holding the camera.
Uploaded with his internet.
Yeah, that he pays for.
Yep.
And And she sees it probably in her mind that she's actually going to make some coin. And who knows, man? Like I said, there's a lot of people out there with morbid fascinations. Like there's going to be people that'll pay for this shit.
There's
and at
people,
that point,
you know what a feeder is?
I've heard the term.
Feeders are feeders are skinny guys who get off on feeding enormously fat women food to the point where they're immobile. Those are the exact kinds of people who will watch the shanty porn.
And if she has a whiff of financial independence,
oh yeah, he's fucked.
Like, it's a matter of time, right? Like he's gonna get drained, like you said. We'll get to that. I think you may go ahead.
Jim Pierce's dick too. Like now his dick is ruined in case he tries to get with any other women.
Oh my god, how whipped do you have to be when you're actually like you've got to go get your dick pierced?
You might be the most beautiful person in the world. I am not putting some fucking hole through my penis for you. It's not happening.
/Shanny the number 4 Christ.
I was like fucking regurgitating my mouth like a bird.
Yeah, he did it for Shanny too.
He was probably thinking of making her squirt.
Right, and you can see it. You pay my wife, you can see her fucking squirt. And
those are the words that every proud fucking husband wants to say, right?
Just give me $5. You can watch my wife's piss on me.
Yeah,
boy.
Here we go, folks.
Jesus is clapping in heaven right now.
Yeah. YouTube is destroying my life. I'm going to address all my haters, and at the end, I'll give them a link to me taking a fucking bath, getting Rev shoe and a fucking baseball glove up my arse or something.
You pay my wife, you can see her fucking squirt. And yeah, I can do that. And
what a man.
Positive message in the video.
It's a positive message.
You can do that for your wife, and she won't ever want to leave you. Because
but she wants to fuck other guys in your bed.
Yeah, why leave?
Yeah, no need to. If he's paying the bills.
Yeah, he's basically paying for it.
He'll probably pay them to fuck her because she's got to give him some money for the video, right?
Yeah, when they show up, especially. They're just like, ooh, imagine when that first waft hits them when they open the door.
Oh my god! It smells like fried eggs and cat piss, right?
Well, when they clue in that there's no beef stew, they're looking around and like, "Where's the beef stew?"
So that was a legitimate squirt. I did it.
Sure, it was, Rob.
I'm sticking to it.
Was it? He's got like a little binder where he has ticks in it. That was legit.
You know, yeah, but the way he's saying it's almost like he doubted it for a second. He's like, did she pee on me? And then he's like, no, Rev, no, folks. She really squirted and you are sticking to it. Now go make a video to let everyone know you really believe she squirted. Dude, we know you think she peed on you. And that was the correct presumption because she did pee on you. You got peed on, dude.
Because I love her. She's an amazing woman. I love her. And the fact of the matter is,
flubber,
you can do it too. Do you get that?
I think these videos are almost to convince themselves too, right?
They are. No, that's what a lot of these tards on the internet do when they make these videos. They're actually just talking directly to themselves. And you can usually piece together like what's going on in their head by whatever they're trying to convince you is true is almost invariably, if their IQ is low enough, really just what they're trying to convince themselves of.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
This is
a PhD in retards.
Where it's impossible for a male to help a female get off. In fact, it's easier for us to do it quicker because we have more arm strength, which that's part of it.
What?
You have to have pretty good arm muscles in order.
Oh, who knew women can't orgasm because they don't have enough arm strength? I never honestly heard that before, but
well, when you're dealing with shanty size, I mean, we're talking about a kind of specialized thing. You see the stretch he had to hang on to that.
That's true. And plus, her arm was injured by some random person who assaulted them a few months ago. Remember, it was in the sling.
That's why she can't wipe her ass.
But he still eats her ass on camera.
Loves it. That's why he goes down with gum in his mouth.
Dude, the stench must be unbearable.
Oh, it really must be. I think it's kind of like you get used to it, though.
That's true. Would you say Tila or Shanny's stench is worse, if you had to guess?
I would say Shanny simply because she can't reach it.
You're probably correct. Tila's at least got the rose powder to help out.
She got the dollar store. She can make it to the dollar store still.
She's about not to be able to reach her ass. She's really plumping up there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
On the inside of the woman. but you can do it. And if your arms aren't strong enough, you better damn well get them strong enough. What kind of man are you? You can't make
It's the first time he thinks that he ever made a woman come, and he's gonna chastise everyone else for not being enough of a man to make a woman come. Shut up! She didn't even come, you idiot. She peed on you.
Yeah, he's such a man that she's putting out ads for other men to come finish the job.
He is such a fucking tool.
We've been doing porn for 2 weeks, and he's dead weight already. She's just like, no, this ain't working.
Escalated quickly, right?
We gotta get pros in here.
In action and fucking head. All right? That's what we're dealing with here. And now there will be collabs. There's gonna be. I feel it.
Oh my God. He's cool with it?
Was that?
He's cool with her fucking other people? That is unexpected. I didn't see that coming.
Here's the Jedi mind trick, and she's been planting the seed for a while. She's been warming him up to like another girl because she's like, oh, I hate men. Oh, what would you think about me of Trisha? And he's all like, so he's actually thinking,
yeah, she's gonna fuck him.
Yeah, he's gonna get to fuck these other chicks because she's like, well, it goes for him too. But it's gonna be a fucking,
The funny thing is, nobody wants to fuck either of them.
No.
They don't even want to fuck. Well, Rev wants to fuck Shani. That's not fair.
I don't think he wants to. I think he just feels obliged.
I had this weird theory, though, that he really loves her. He treats her like a queen. Like, she's so lucky with her nasty, disgusting ass to have someone who really, truly loves her no matter what is a blessing she doesn't deserve. And she's still pissing on it. She's still just undermining it, treating him like an asshole. She doesn't even see how lucky she is to have someone who sees through her flubber.
No, I thought of that too. I mean, with all his faults, I mean, she's pretty lucky to have someone that'll finance her to sit at home all day and stir drama on the internet, right?
He seems very loyal. I'm just saying. She doesn't seem very loyal, though. She was trying to F the Lord Steven.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna pick your brain about that in a second.
Oh, let's do it.
To go over to www.onlyfans.com/Shani, the number 4 Christ, and she's worth it, folks. Trust me.
$6.
Yeah, discounted.
Porn. The way she moans and shit.
Oh, like the kids are gonna make fun of not only doing the porn, but it's like your mom's like discount porn.
Yeah, she was $30 and went down to $6 within a week. I mean, that is not. 50% discount is going out of business. That's like a 80% discount.
Yeah, they're liquidating, literally.
She's the hottest thing going. So anybody out there on OnlyFans that wants to collab, hook up with Shani, man. We'll see what we can do.
Anybody want a yeast infection on your dick? Shani can make that happen.
Because they're gonna get in a plane, fly across the country to fucking, I don't know.
Rev's got that piercing through his dick. I'm just saying, that's not very meaty. If it gets caught on anything, he's going to suffer a very horrific injury.
Wouldn't that be the irony that something like that happens like a week after she dumps him?
Yeah. But I think he might dump her. Maybe we can, maybe we can make him see the light. I'm hoping when he watches the video I made for him, he'll step outside, maybe have a smoke when Shani's yelling or something, and maybe he'll have a moment away to see it and be like, you know what? She really is fucking me. She really is screwing me over.
I'm afraid it's going to take new pussy.
It might. Anybody want to take one for the team? Any of you ladies out there?
Yeah, there's got to be some. Unfortunately, my demographic's like 96% male, so.
Oh, I have a good 40% females currently, so maybe one of my ladies. Ladies, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, you got slack.
Yeah, it's probably because I'm a homosexual. The ladies just love me.
They feel safe.
They're not intimidated by me.
There you go. All right, let's finish this one off.
We're putting a line out to Lena the Plug, definitely. That girl that's on more.
See, he's talking about girls. In his head, it's going to be women. He is so naive, he actually believes it's going to be women.
Dude, what if it was Steven? What if Steven actually showed up? I bet Rev would shoot himself in the head.
Well, it's a matter of time till she's prison pen pals by the sounds of it with the real one. So.
He's going to be pretty desperate.
Pimp Monk and Sabitsky.
Pimp Monk?
Yan.
Pip Monk or fucking...
He wants to fuck Pip Monk?
Is that the YouTube guy?
Yeah, that's hideous. Dude, no, their standards are low. They might actually get somebody.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
Yeah.
At least they're grounded that way.
On Helton.
I thought you
Okay, gummy. Keep Gummer out good. I used to have an internet challenge. If anybody wants to take me up on it, I'm finding the price. How much would it cost to eat a kiwi out of Von Helton's ass?
Ooh, I don't know. For me personally, I don't need money so badly that it would. I mean, it would have to be a pretty good amount for me to even start considering it. Really, like I'm talking at least 10 million.
If you're thinking of opening an OnlyFans, let me know. We can maybe get this arranged, folks.
If I get to the point where I need an OnlyFans, I'll just try to take you up on the kiwi eating thing. Because the OnlyFans will last forever, but the kiwi eating thing you can take as a dark secret to your grave.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Hey, I definitely, man. Let's get it together. I'll make you squirt if you want. And Shannon probably.
It's not going to be you, fool. You're going to be running the mop. That's your fucking job.
She's going to be having some big Jamaican guy fuck him in the ass for $5.
Alfonso's going to fucking tame her away.
Too, because she knows what she's doing. www.onlyfans.com/Shanny4Christ.
Oh my goodness. All right, so just before I pick your brain about the Lord Stephen Christ stuff and what else going on with that, I do want to play people the video that you put out. And by the way, I did put a link to the Omni-Eris channel in the description, so if you haven't checked them out, check them out. But no, I think because a lot of us have been whispering in dark corners of the internet, and I've actually said it out on my show and stuff too. I gave it under a month, right? Till they were looking for fucking dudes to come start banging her, right? Right. I know you've said it.
It's a natural trajectory.
I mean, what's it been, a couple weeks? I don't know. We're on internet time. Time moves fast.
No, OnlyFans was only a couple weeks. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes things will feel like they were just yesterday, and you're like, oh my God, that was 6 months ago. But I'm pretty sure it's been within the last couple weeks that Shannon started showing her poon on OnlyFans. So I think it has only been a couple weeks. Escalated extremely quickly.
Yeah,
if an escalator escalated this quickly, it would be put out of business for being too dangerous.
Yeah, it's just light speed, folks.
Yeah.
So I just want to play the video that you put out, and then we're going to touch on a few points here.
Hey there, Rev. It's me, your homeboy. Not that you guys ever pay. Just fine, I guess. All's fair in love and war. But a serious man-to-man conversation. If Shanny could leave the room for this, that would be great. You need to listen to what I'm saying to you, okay? Shanny's taking you for a fucking ride. I don't know how you are not seeing this. I mean, I've seen your porn, and it did ruin my sexuality a little bit. I mean, it was already pretty fucked up. But how is it not obvious to you that Shanny is faking her lovemaking to you? Oh, my love. Oh, my love. I know that you have suffered, and by the way, I'm going to say some things which are a little insulting to you. I don't necessarily mean to be insulting. I just find you kind of to be a disgusting person. But I'm making this video for you out of pity. It's kind of a mercy. And I know that probably will turn you off as well, but listen to me, okay? Now that Shanny is posting on Twitter that she's looking for other actors to have sex with her, and she's going to be free and no longer, is she chained to be with one man? Isn't she supposed to be your soulmate? Why is she fucking other guys or trying to fuck other guys? Didn't you guys just get into a huge fight about this where she got arrested because you thought she was fucking other dudes? And she's hitting on Stephen Christ, who was me, by the way. Stephen is in jail, doesn't even know who she is. And I mean, I admit I was trying to get her to maybe reveal to you a little bit that she is definitely willing to fuck other guys behind your back and now apparently right in front of you. Rev, you gotta wake up, dude. Shanny is gonna drain you fucking dry. She clearly doesn't even like you that much. I mean, she probably likes that you pay her bills and take care of her children. Not very well, but you do what you do. She is a vampire, and just like she can't stop eating, she can't stop taking from you until there will be nothing left. And when there is nothing left, she will dump your ass really fast and find somebody else who will pay for her shit if she can. If she can. odds are more likely that she'll be on welfare. But I have a question for you, Rev. You guys are such huge Christians. Well, isn't there stuff in the Bible about modesty? And you're all making porn together. Fine, whatever. I mean, you're a happy couple, supposedly. But now Shanny wants to make her people in presumably your bed while she films it and puts it on the internet. How much more does she have to humiliate you, dude? She is humiliating you. You're doing a good job of it yourself, but I'm telling you, there is not one man on the internet who has any respect for you for the way that you let Shanny treat you and use and abuse you when she obviously doesn't even like you. And when she puts this stuff out about fucking other guys or flirting with Steven, she's trying to make you upset because that's how she controls you. I know your IQ's not super high, but most people know exactly what's happening. It's very obvious. In fact, she's smarter than you and knows it, so she even gives us a wink and a nod about what she's doing. This flirting with Steven crap, that's honestly more about upsetting you. But fuck Steven, in your bed, on camera, and take money for it, while you paid the bills. You pay for the electric, the internet, you pay for the roof over all their heads, and she's gonna fuck other guys in your bedroom and on film. She is humiliating you, dude. You need to wake up, and is going to destroy you. And then she's going to move along fine. You, I don't know about. Anyway, I know you think I'm an asshole, but this is some good advice, and you really should take it, okay, Rev? Bye.
All right. I would have to agree.
He won't take it, though. That's part of the fun of doing it, is that you know he's not going to take the good advice. So you give it to them almost so that you can say, like, hey, I told you, stupid.
Well, it's just common sense. I think, it's just a lot of common sense, and everybody sees it for what it is, but I guess, no, not Rev. He's the last to know. He was literally the last to know.
It's so weird. But, like, there's us telling him straight up, like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. You're being taken advantage of. There's so many other people. There's probably dozens of people now straight up just telling him, and it's just not sinking in. So, I don't know. There's something to be said about his level of intelligence in regards to that.
No, and there's a willingness to be naive to it, too. Like, I mean, remember, this guy graduated up to Shanny from fucking a rubber torso. So
it's true. She was his first.
Mm-hmm. So
that rubber torso went and killed itself too, in case anyone's wondering.
Yeah, lost out to Shanny. So I got to pick your brain before we move on here. I got to pick your brain about the Lord Steven Christ troll. So what's the dirt? What got said? I know, didn't she try to lure you over to Instagram or some shit?
Yeah, so it was, I didn't put a whole lot of effort into it, honestly. She had up some live stream, and I know she'd blocked a bunch of my sock accounts, so I was just bringing up every account I had, and I posted something as Steven Christ Archive. I didn't for a half of a second think that she would believe it's Steven Christ, because the avatar to it's the Steven Christ symbol with the anti sign through it, the slash sign, and then when you look at the videos, they're all videos of Steven calling himself, a pedophile and other kinds of horrible stuff that makes Steven look terrible. And the description says, I am not Steven. Steven Christ is currently incarcerated. He's a horrible piece of blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But she didn't do the slightest amount of research because she's such a narcissistic egomaniac. Because I guess she had a crush on Steven, which she made videos about him a while ago. She assumed immediately that it was Steven, that he's sexually attracted to her.
Well, she's a celebrity now, right?
Right, of course. And she's so confident that this is true that she doesn't even look at the channel. So then I started randomly flirting with her on the streams, and especially when I could see it was getting to Rev. At one point, Rev started saying Steven, didn't you flirt with an underage girl at one point? Blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying, folks. And but Shanny kept saying, you better apologize to Steven. You better not talk to him that way. So it's just this is ridiculous. I'm I'm just a total troll. And her marriage is being affected because of her stupid assumption that she made because of her own narcissism. And then when she went over to Steven's channel, she left a comment on a video, which is funny because the description once again says, "I am not Steven. Steven is a menace to society." And she said, like, "Steven, do you have Instagram? We should totally start talking on there and blah, blah, blah." And so I told her, like, well, part of my, what did I say? Probation is that I can't have social media accounts that weren't already established. And she totally bought it. But I thought she had forgot about everything. And then recently she once again gave a shout out to Steven at the end of the stream right after she started making these porno videos. And Rev got really upset. And I realized first she's doing it to upset Rev. And then I realized second, she still thinks Steven is me. And she thinks that Steven's been watching her porn leaks. And that Steven is like masturbating, thinking about having sex with her. I know because she's so dumb, she assumed that Steven was sexually attracted to her to begin with, in spite of all the evidence. So I just find this all very fascinating. And even I told her weeks ago, I replied to her initial comment and I said, "Just so you know, stupid, I'm not Steven and your husband has been utterly humiliated by the way you're acting." And I guess she somehow missed it. But, part of the hilarity of this whole thing is I actually told her weeks ago that Steven is still incarcerated and that this was all a joke, and she somehow missed it. So even when you straight up tell her, it flies over her head. That's how narcissistic she is. Anyway, that's the whole story, basically.
That's a good story. It's a good story. And of course, there's I don't know. I saw some stuff posted where I don't know about the G-Man angle. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know I don't know what's going on with that rumor.
I just heard she's trying to get with G-Man and that she had asked Drag for dick pics. I don't know the truth of either of those things, but they sound right up her alley. So honestly, it sounds believable to me.
Well, I definitely think she has a plan in the back of her head for G-Man, that's for sure. Now, I don't want to speak for Dragnot. He was in the chat earlier, so if he's still listening, he can correct me if I'm wrong, or he can come in if he wants and tells the story. But when I heard, I'm pretty sure when I was watching one of his Hangouts recently, I call them Hangouts, streams, whatever. I'm pretty sure he mentioned it, and I think this was a while ago. This is when they were still like donating to his Patreon, and they thought they owned him and stuff. And I think the idea was they were trying to get them to like swing or something. Like
that's really hideous.
Thing. But again, if you're out there, Drake,
it's not only Rev, it's not only Shani, it's both of them. Oh my God,
it's a package deal.
It's like Resident Evil boss.
Among guys, usually there's always been this code. Two women making out is okay as long as one of them is attractive, right? The other one usually doesn't matter. It's still hot. But then, with Shani, though, I don't know, man. I think that's one of those outliers where it's just not right.
Well, there's a similar rule with gay guy threesomes. So.
Okay.
Shani and Rev are both ugly. And so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
that's another thing too. Is they both, or maybe not Rev, but Shani really is under this impression that she's a niche beauty. She thinks that she's just this really beautiful goddess to some people, and I don't think there are those people.
No, I don't think. Again, I think there's people that have would see her as a morbid oddity,
right?
Kind of like a twisted John Wayne fucking Wilson Casey kind of way. But I mean, guys like Buffalo Bill would want to make a coat out of her.
Well, it's the ugliness those people are attracted to, but she thinks that she's beautiful. And, I'm not trying to shame people for the way they look or anything like that, but Shani really needs to get a fucking grip. She is a beast. She is just an utter beast. And for her to be acting like this, especially when she's got children who she's trying to protect from CPS, apparently, at this very moment, is just, I don't know. I can't even put it into words. It's really hard to comprehend.
Look at these flyers to protect our house that we've done nothing with. We're still in the car. We've done
got
nothing.
All the medications everywhere.
Yeah. We'll just leave the bottles out behind the bed.
And what's with all the medications? Is she taking all those because she's in chronic pain from her enormous weight?
Well, the problem is she woke up the other day. See, it's funny, and just to back up for a second, we've seen that I did a thing last time. I called it 50 Shades of Shani because it's the different gradient that and we've seen this is the progression of the Lulz cow, folks. So first, it's to threaten flag wars and to report you to YouTube and stuff for speaking out against them.
The FBI.
Then you evolve it up to law enforcement and lol suits, i.e. paying G-Man to sue Dragnot, that kind of stuff, right? Then it goes into enough's enough, it's destroying my family, my child's well-being now, so can't we all just as human beings get along? And then finally, she resorted to the coronavirus and space aliens invading, that we all have to come together. And then finally, she was sick. I think I got the coronavirus.
Got the fibro itch.
And I can't even scratch my ass. Yeah. She says because of pain, but I just think physics. There's no way that her arm can fucking get around her.
She doesn't have enough strength to put the pressure needed to get the itch scratched.
Maybe the kid. I don't want to say something with the kids, but I just thought, get mama's washing stick. You know how kids fight about doing the dishes? One of them's got to fight about like washing her back and shit.
Oh my god, Rev probably like drinks her bath water, so I'm sure he does it. Not for free. I was gonna say for free, but he clearly is paying a lot of money to be drinking her bath water.
Is that the secret to his complexion?
I don't know. It's really beautiful, right? He looks so young and handsome.
She probably makes him bathe in the water after she's done his like some dominance game.
Dude, there was one video he made where he was talking to the father of the kids, and he goes, I can't believe you left this. I wake up every morning and I go, oh, she is so beautiful. How could anyone fuck this up? How could anyone not want to be with her? Like, oh my God. Whatever kind of mental illness you have has never been diagnosed by the psychiatric industry, because I don't know any explanation for how someone can be that delusional. She is most people's worst nightmare of a human being.
Yeah, that's not what you want to wake up to. Like it's not happening. Like if you're that drunk, you're not fucking.
No.
Like it's wow. But I don't know. We can circle back to the Shanny thing here. I do have this targeted citizen.
Yeah, let's talk
you to check out with me. I don't know a whole lot about him either. I mean, I featured him crying about his help me. They've grabbed my kid. So the first thing I did was get on YouTube. Please hit my PayPal. It's the only way you're going to help me. I saw all that kind of stuff go down, and the forks and spoons and that. So this is a hangout he just did about Gangstalkers. I haven't really watched it. I previewed like the first 6 minutes. That's when he was talking about the voice of the God voice in his head being too loud to think. And that they tried in his live stream, he says what they're trying to do now is that they zap his head to put him to sleep. When he's speaking the truth, he gets tired.
Only a matter of time till they start zapping his butthole. Once the TI starts saying their privates are getting zapped, they're at the point of no return.
What was interesting though, like I was saying before, though, when you watch these guys throughout like sometimes when they have a guilty conscience or stuff in real life, they try to get out ahead of it. So right. I don't know if you watched the fallout from the whole my kid is missing and stuff, but he was mad. He was mad because when I guess the authorities got involved, according to him, this is just his side. They, of course, turned the questions on him because he's already lost children for being an unfit parent. And there was allegations of pedophile because he's going on. They try to mark me a pedophile and turn it around. This is why.
Dude,
blah, blah, blah. Like,
that's so funny. In a similar note, when Stephen Christ was arrested by the Secret Service and went to jail, like when he was doing his prison phone calls that were being recorded and uploaded, and he goes, and by the way, in case the FBI finds any files of child pornography on my computer, those were planted by Agent Veronica, who was trying to mess me up and trying to set me up. She was just trying to make me look bad. I'm like, dude, you're not even in jail for that. What? There must clearly be those files there. You're giving yourself away.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you dig up the yard and find a shallow grave, I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Right. Let's watch this fucking. Where is this guy located?
My semen in my dog's vagina. It's because it was taken from me in my sleep and implanted there by secret agents.
Do you know where this guy's located? Because I know he's in the fucking. He's down there in America, but is it North Carolina?
That might be it. I want to say in the eastern part of so it's northeast, but not too northeast. I want to say maybe Michigan, but it could be somewhere different. I know exactly where he's at. I don't remember exactly. I could find out.
It might be Michigan. I thought he was down North Carolina, so we're in there.
Yeah, I can find out pretty quickly, but
he kind of talks like this, folks. Help me out. Just help me out.
Yeah, I have it on good authority that this guy might be being watched by, various government agencies, or at least one of them.
Mm-hmm. And probably not for the reasons he thinks. All right, let's check him out.
Okay, I'll let you know when I figure out where he's at.
Yeah. Well, they're saying in the chat, North Carolina.
Oh, that's probably right then. They're all in North Carolina.
Yeah, a couple of people said it. So, all right, here we go, folks. Folks.
All right, guys, I'm back on.
You can tell they're tracking him by the beard.
Yeah, totally. Well, when you see that beard, you put him right on the list, right?
Apparently, they've been fucking with his vehicles too. They keep causing them to break down and shit.
I'm sure it's not because he just doesn't know how to maintain them.
I'll give everybody a minute to get here. Time's the charm. Let's hope. Everybody pray this thing's going to be okay.
It's always always on the edge, right? Everything's just like, this is it, folks.
Dude, I'm not saying he is a drug dealer. I'm just saying that my first impression is that he might be one.
Well, he's the guy you go to at the Motley Crue concert to get fucking get mushrooms or something.
Mushrooms are a little too tame for this type.
Yeah, I'm sure whatever he's selling, he manufactured in the bathtub.
Yeah, this guy's got a Confederate flag tattoo, so mushrooms are just a little too peaceful, I would say.
Yeah.
He likes something that'll get you a little jacked up.
Out in baby. Okay, this is boring.
It's ridiculous.
Oh. Tell us what's up.
Thank you for sticking with me, my one and only son. And I talked to that guy, and they called the law on me. They called 911 on me at the airport as soon as I pulled up there. They called the law on me as soon as I pulled up at the airport. And right then, my targeting went even farther. On this program, you graduate levels.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. What disgusts me so much about people like this is there are people in this country who are killed by police simply because they're black and get pulled over at a traffic stop in the wrong part of the country. Those people are being persecuted. This dirty crackhead who goes out of his way to start fights with the police is not a victim of anything except his own stupidity. So it's outrageous to see people like this acting like they're somehow the victim of some kind of mass persecution when there are actual people who have been killed for reasons much more ridiculous than what he's doing. I mean, this guy would walk with an AK-47 in front of a police station and be fine. He is not a victim of any kind of persecution at all. He's begging for people to persecute him, so he has something to whine about.
No,
Sorry.
for sure. Have you ever watched Liberty Freak TV?
I haven't heard of that.
They're in Colorado, and they actually have a bit of a following, but they're all into this fucking sovereign citizen bullshit stuff, right? And there's the leader of that thing and this Eric guy. Their big thing is they think they're big tough guys. What they do, like the one I saw, and it's just disgusting. They go into like a public parks office, right? And they'll challenge some stupid rule like how many feet you have to be away if you're a protester, right? If it's 15 feet on the sidewalk from the building or whatever. So they'll go in there and it's fucking summer staff, right? So you got like the fucking, a bunch of them are like teenagers with a couple people in their early 20s that are like supervising. It's middle of the afternoon. It's fucking Parks and Rec, right? And they go in there and start screaming, you tell me right now what C-27 that was passed in 1987 by the Supreme Court and get me those documents and I won't let leave until you... And they come out and they think they have a victory when they put these kids in tears and shit. Like they actually think that they're fucking proving a point.
Well, it's because they're bullies. That's really what it's all about. Like, these are just bullies who were not smart enough to be able to bully in a way that was socially acceptable. So now they think there's going to be little loopholes and magic tricks because they're actually the smart ones who figured out the way that they can get away with this. I love when they do it to cops. I love when they hand them, like, I printed this off on my computer. This is my sovereign license. It's like, dude, you don't realize that you're going to get arrested. I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
And you never get over it. You get to a point on this program where you tolerate it and then they amp it up. But they keep hitting me, guys. Christine, I apologize. I thought you were leaving us, but yeah, I apologize. This is what they do. They attack me worse than anybody. When I tell you guys that
They ramped it up. Apparently, his last stream didn't go good, and he had to restart it.
Oh,
So
that's persecution.
Yeah, they've ramped up the program. Well, he's made videos where they've real time edited them, apparently. So,
You know, I think it just occurred to me, like, this guy was definitely a bully in school, right? He was the one calling everyone else faggots. He was the one bullying everyone else. And then he gets into the real world, and that shit is not put up with. I mean, it is to a degree, but not to the degree that someone as obviously stupid as him was putting it forward. And so now the fact that people aren't putting up with his bullying, nasty behavior, that is validating his persecution. He's a victim because no one will allow him to be a nasty bully.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, 100%.
Hit me with directed energy weapons. They hit me so hard that I wish that I was numb. It literally feels like I've got shockwaves going through my spine, echoing through my body.
So direct energy weapons. I may stop you because I'm not so familiar with the lingo and
I know all of it.
So a direct energy weapon. Fill me in on that.
All right, so these idiots think that, like, their neighbors, or if your neighbors said, like, why are you being such an asshole, like, filming this on your lawn, like, you need to go inside, you're acting crazy, all of a sudden that person becomes a gangstalker, right? Anybody who crosses them or annoys them or does anything to make them feel anything other than pure validation is a part of the conspiracy. And so what those people do is they sit in their houses across the street or down the block in their cars using their devices, which blast microwaves directly at whoever they want, because they've got nothing else to do. So somebody in his general vicinity is blasting him with a microwave weapon to shut him up. So that's what he's saying is happening.
Well, my question is how much is the government paying these gangstalkers to perpetrate this program on him just to keep him from working? Because, of course, ultimately, that is the ultimate excuse, right? He's been circumstanced by fucking gangstalkers, so that's why he has to sit at home and make YouTube videos.
Right, and that's why he feels no guilt about collecting welfare or disability checks for, I'm sure, a back injury, because that's what they all have, is a back injury.
No, it's from those direct energy weapons zapping his spine and his butthole.
Of course. But, you know, what they don't think the government pays people in cash. They think that there are so many gangstalkers everywhere because it's the only thing that makes sense with their delusion that the government just pays people in gift cards to gangstalk them. So by his delusional standards, 70 and most targeted individuals, 75 to 80% of the population must be in on the conspiracy, actively persecuting 10% of the rest, while another 10% aren't aware of what's going on. That's the only way that the numbers work out for these lunatics.
Financed entirely by Walmart gift cards.
No, Target gift cards, because they're targeted individuals, and
that makes sense.
Symbolism will be their downfall.
And KFC and coupons off Mountain Dew.
That was the second time they shut my stream down. Before you got here, that was the second stream I started.
But all I got to do is hit the button again. I'm right back on.
You know what he means by they, right?
The
Jews.
Yeah, the Jews. Yeah, Rosenbergs. The Rosenbergs. They're all sitting back. We got to shut them down.
I bet this guy's got a hat as pointy as his beard in his closet.
Well, I don't know what his back tattoo is, but
before you got
a swastika.
It's probably a fucking
or Hitler's face.
Yeah, Hitler's face, or a fucking nice cross burning.
They are hitting me so hard, just ripping me apart. Guys, I apologize, but listen, if you're targeted individual, this is just more proof for your discernment list that, hey, I'm real.
No, you're not.
Real.
These fucking douchebags, they always go, I'm being targeted. They're zapping me with my butthole and my teeth, and their EMF razor zapping me all day. I ain't never suffered this kind of torture. And yet when they appear on camera, they don't ever appear to be tortured. You know what? People who get their fingernails ripped out and get their flesh cut off and get waterboarded, those people are tortured. Does this asshole look like he has undertaken any kind of severe physical trauma at any point in the last few years? It doesn't appear that way to me.
He's got a good shtick going too, because he's trying to, he's attracting these people that really believe it, right? Like, if you've been a targeted individual, you come here, and then he gets them, and then they feel like someone's empathizing with them, and then it's like, If you could just donate $10, that'd make my day.
Yeah. No, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. And a lot of these people, the TI grifters are the worst. They're the bottom feeders of bottom feeders. And they're going after people who are suffering from chronic undiagnosed physical ailments or chronic undiagnosed or untreated mental illness. They're going for the most desperate and sick physically and mentally people in society. And they're trying to take what little money those people have away from them. And you know what? He knows it. All of these TI grifters know what they're doing, and they don't care. Like, he is the scummiest of the scumbags.
He is. And you know what? They don't even, he just has to sit in the chair and do it. They don't even put effort in it anymore. I don't know. Are you familiar with George for Title?
I haven't heard that person. That's a funny name, though.
I'm gonna have to bring some of that old stuff back. He was a grifter a few years ago. He got tied up in some fucking penny stock schemes and shit like that. But he'd at least put effort in. I mean, he made videos like when the Fukushima shit went down. He was driving around in like a mock. He said it was a radiation suit, but it was like a painter's throwaway paper fucking suit with dish gloves on. He's driving around. And he put makeup on and acted like he had radiation burns.
Oh my God.
He was recording live. There's another one where he pretends that the fucking border police shot him and he's laying on the side with a cell phone. They shot me.
Funny. It's like the boy who cried wolf. When something bad does actually happen to those people, no one will give a flying shit.
Well, last I heard from him, he had called in a fake bomb threat or something to some school or some shit. I don't know.
Well, they always turn out so nicely.
Let's move ahead.
They don't attack fake people. They don't attack people who are faking it. These other pages and anybody in it, it is so hard for me. And I'm not as mature as I should be, guys. Okay.
Are you a sober?
Yeah. These eyes.
You know, he's an idiot. I'm not targeted, but this is the third stream that I've started, right? I'm not targeted, but this is the third stream.
Maybe the trailer park doesn't get good internet.
I went to the airport about a month ago. These airplanes were just burning my house up, and I was filming it. Boom, filming it. Boom. So I got to the airport to find out who it was. And when I got to the airport, they called 911. I posted both of the.
What a shock.
Yeah, I think there's a bit more of the story that he's skipping here because he's also mentions that he subpoenaed them for flight patterns and shit.
Let's be honest. When these people have their symptoms, they're coming down from something. This fucking lunatic went to the airport coming down from something and started yelling about how the airplanes are intentionally burning his house. And then when they call 911, because there's obviously a crazy lunatic on a come down screaming at them who they've never seen before, that is also further proof that he is a targeted individual. Anything that happens proves that he's right.
You got it.
Here's a question, guys. I want to ask yourself this because I know. Thank you for getting back with me, Eric, and Truth Report. That was a huge milestone for me. A huge milestone.
So, like graduating high school, then?
We could be seeing history unfold here. Like he might be like the subject of a news headline.
He could be. There was a recent. There was a recent terrorist, it was a domestic terrorism incident of someone shooting people up, and they found a bunch of like TI propaganda on their computer. So who knows? He could definitely fit the bill.
Well, I mean, this could. He's talking about this being a milestone. I think we're going to see more public office meltdowns. He'll probably take a camera next time.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, he's already gone outside of places and basically dared the police to do something. And then when the police do something to these idiots, they're always so shocked.
Yeah, prisoners. Political prisoner.
Totally. Hey, I'm going to go grab a soda. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
Sure, I'll just let this play for a second.
So, unlike the last caller, I know that no one's ever caught their stalkers. I know that no one's ever actually put a name of a person on a line to take them down. A lot of things changed when I went to the airport. It was a total difference. If you're a target individual and you know about thought to skull and voice to skull, you know that they can. Thank you, Truth Report, for that. Please, guys, like, share, and subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Let's get back up there again. We'll do it as long as we can. They can make you feel certain ways with a frequency. The ride from my house to the airport, they gave me this feeling of impending doom and death. If you ever had to go to court and you thought you were going to go to jail, or you had to spend a bunch of money, that's how I felt on my drive from here to the airport that day. Just that impending doom, like I was walking up. It was literally like I was getting ready to walk up into hell. Is how I felt when I got there. And I surveyed the place before. I've been there before. And even though the sign on the door, there's no sign that says no firearms, but I put mine up. I locked mine in my dash because I had that feeling of doom.
I'm back.
I'm not worried about dying. I'm free, guys. Guys, I will never kill myself. Okay.
Too bad.
I will never take my life.
How long till he makes that meltdown video where he's like backed in a corner and he's gonna have to take his life unless he hits like a certain donation fucking threshold?
I don't know, but as he's saying I would never take my life, I can already envision him making a video like a few months from now when the police are almost onto his meth operation going, I'm gonna kill myself. I don't know what to do no more.
And he's up on the roof of the carport.
Yeah.
Threatening to jump.
The police will be like, just do it, man.
This guy's high.
Yeah.
I won't drive off a cliff. I won't jump off a building. I won't shoot myself in the head.
I expect autoerotic asphyxiation.
I will not do that. So if anything happens like that, I will not do it. But you have to understand that that's how serious this is.
What if you die of a meth overdose? Is that the Illuminati?
What's that?
I said, what if he dies of a meth overdose? Is that the Illuminati?
Well, obviously, they planted him. He's a man of Christ. He's a man of Jesus.
That makes sense. It's the Holy Spirit that he's injecting into his blood every day.
Just like all the other YouTube Christians.
I know many of you out there have lost people that you love. Everything changed today when I got to the airport. And if you guys have noticed, from the day that I interviewed that pilot till today, I don't think I posted but one video of an airplane.
Amazing. Not one.
Yeah, that's really what a milestone.
Yeah, have you noticed?
I want.
Yeah, we watch your videos every day waiting for the airplane to show up.
Yeah.
Still stalking me? You guarantee I'd still be posting those videos. So if they weren't targeting my house at all, and they're forced to fly in that flight pattern, as the pilot said, are they just being nice and they quit flying over my house, or did I get too close and they had to back off a little bit?
Oh, so I guess ever since his confrontation, they've changed the flight patterns so they don't fly over his house anymore.
Is it possible he was just hallucinating the airplanes?
Anything at this point is possible. I mean, the last video I played of him, he was fucking all worked up because apparently a fire truck went down his road with the lights on. So they were playing with his mind.
Oh, that's, it's always, whenever you hear traffic noise, that's always the Gangstalkers. So, I mean, even if you record near a busy street, if a car goes by, that's a Gangstalkers. Do you know about the red cars? They think the Gangstalkers all drive the red cars.
I haven't heard the specific colors.
Yeah, it's red. Gangstalker, you can't even get a red car unless you pass the Gangstalker test. They won't sell you one.
No, that's how they have to know who the Gangstalkers are. What I like about these type of videos, though, is when you start getting kind of bored of listening to them, there's all kinds of crazy, right? So
right.
I'm getting kind of bored of them, but I'm just going to randomly hit a spot.
It works every time.
Way up here, and we're just going to go with whatever crazy for the next minute or so.
Especially near the end. They always start getting more worked up near the end.
Yeah, start crying and shit.
I go with a smile and I try to be courteous to people and polite because that's just how I am.
He seems very polite.
911 called on me. Still.
Shave your beard.
Retard. Still fighting.
You know how much rib sauce that thing's probably sucked up over the years?
I don't know. It can't be sanitary. There's probably bacteria and bugs maybe even in there.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, no, let's say it's true.
That thing's got its own chia pet under there.
There's an advanced civilization in there.
Little victory, and they made me pay for it. But as I said, guys, if they were not targeting me, was it just for them being kind that they don't swoop over my house, or is it just
that noise of his? Hey guys, if they were not targeting me, then what were they doing? Dude, you sound a little fey. I'm just saying that voice is a little nasally.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying what he's selling. Well, I'm going to take a wild guess that up here he's going to start asking for donations somewhere in about there.
Why keep attacking me? Why keep shutting me down? Look, you notice how I started talking about MB and they shut it down? Bam!
But I can talk about it here and they do nothing.
He's like, God, I can't wait till this video ends and I can go smoke me some more crack.
You go hop on my cousin. And
I'm going to go fuck my cousin and my mama.
And the best thing I can
no, that's kind of loaded because his cousin is his mom.
do
Oh,
is
that's true. Sorry, I didn't mean to be insensitive.
James says, I know, but being tortured is definitely. That's all. It's absolutely torture, and it sucks.
Yes, it doesn't look like
sucks.
torture.
Sucks, guys.
Yeah.
Being tortured. That sucks.
We've seen torture before, right? Like, he doesn't seem tortured, really.
Yeah, it seems like he's just chilling out. Has nothing better to do on a fucking Wednesday night.
It's about
Maybe he needs a hit or something, but
oh, look at those eyes.
It's about loving and trusting in God and having your heart right with God and living that way all the time.
That's what it's about. And hitting his donation, his Cash App.
you know, the funny thing is when he said that his kid was missing and that he called the police, you could go check the Amber Alerts for the town that he was in, and there were no Amber Alerts. So that was all totally made up, and he was busted on it. But then turns out that the Gangstalkers made sure there were no Amber Alerts. So that's why there was no proof of that.
All right. Well, I think this retard is done. Let's move on. Now, speaking of Cash Apps and people trying to suck the life out of their viewers.
What are we going to do, Rose Powder Puss?
Well, we got another update from Ripoff Report.
Oh, I need to go grab some vape juice now. Boy, I'm really addicted to things.
A wannabe actor chasing a dream.
I'm going to be famous.
But it was on YouTube where he made his fame,
This is called Capital.
showing off his exploits and earnings from scamming people out of their homes.
People have to protect themselves.
The YouTube community stood up.
They will
Imagine being scammed by a moron.
I know.
Torture. Find out how he did it and how they took him down.
Does everybody out there remember her? What the fuck was her name again?
I don't know who that is.
Oh,
I'm from a
any-
different timeline, though, so I'm pretty new here.
Yeah, it's Mandela effect. The no, people in the audience know or remember her. She used to be around fucking goddamn something bad brains, or she just fucking go bananas about everything. Anyways.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna change gears for a second here. I got some Tila shit too. Apparently, her delusion is now spilled over into another police officer.
Oh yeah, she's got 2 police officers banging her from both sides.
And that's actually who I was referring to, who's navigated the wonderful world of Cash Apps and PayPals and Patreon now, because now apparently she's selling herself out to sugar daddies over there.
Don't you love that 2 months ago she was like, I don't need a Patreon. If God wants me to have a Patreon, he'll give me one. And then she gets 2 strikes and her monetization is removed, and all of a sudden she's got a Patreon.
Oh, geez. I'm still a little pissy. They hit one of my videos.
I saw that you got a strike for showing nudity for showing a Tila video, but her video remains up to this very day.
Yeah, like what the fuck is up with that? But anyways,
It's absolute bullshit. YouTube makes no sense.
well, it's just whatever. But I'm going to play this short clip because it's kind of relevant to some stuff that's been going on. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff going on with Von Helton, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But recently I had Nick Bravo on, as we were talking about, and I know some people had mentioned, what a hangout it would be if you could have Von Helton, Nick Bravo, who actually are kind of like water and oil. They actually don't. Well, Von's been jealous because I've been paying attention to Nick, apparently. But
oh my God, imagine Vaughn being jealous because you're not giving him enough attention.
He threatened me with the electric chair the other day. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, but apparently Nick Bravo doesn't think much of Von Helton. But that's besides the point. Some people are like, well, what if they were in a hangout? And it's also funny because at the end of my interview, I extended the offer to any of, Nick's critics if they wanted to come in and say their piece. And one of them that I had mentioned to Nick was Sherry226, and she's been a long time YouTuber. She's been She's usually in the chat or in the comments of my videos as well. And he wanted no part of her. He's like, nope, there's no way. So I dug up this little gem. This is actually you're getting the full package here, folks. You're getting a Brett Teen, Von Helton, Corky, and Sherry 226, all in the same hangout. Now I have to warn people, gets very loud. You know, Sherry 226, I love you, got nothing against you, but you're one of those, if I'm louder, I'm right. And that's where this video is going to go. But there's some good rage. You know, Vaughn, who's taken an oath never to assault the innocent, is pretty quick to talk about knocking a chick on her ass. But let's play a little bit of this by request.
You realize that I normally don't hit women, but I'm tempted to hit you because I don't consider you. Understand that? You're concerned. You're a fucking terror. Get your shit beat. Do you understand that? You understand that? Now go call the police, bitch. Go ahead. I dare you.
My daughter's
not a human being. She's a fucking terrorist.
I'm
along
a
with her
terrorist.
terrorist buddies.
I'm a
She's a
terrorist.
fucking terrorist along with her terrorist buddies. And
Okay,
that's
but where's the comments at in the video?
Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar.
See, there you go. She's making fucking jokes about it. Thinks it's fucking
Okay.
funny.
Where-
He thinks terrorizing people on the internet is funny. There's all the proof you need right there.
Allah Akbar.
There's all the proof you need right there, folks. He thinks it's funny. It's not funny. It's not the least bit funny.
Oh my God.
Stop.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
الله أكبر.
بسم الله الذي لا ضر اسمه شيء في الأرض
الله أكبر.
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 Leave it, actually.
It's a conspiracy.
Questions.
YouTube's in on it now.
I'd like to ask some honest intellectual questions.
She still
Okay?
hasn't answered my fucking question yet.
Yeah.
Why have they decided to try to destroy my fucking family? I'm waiting for a goddamn answer. I still ain't got it yet.
I gave you an answer.
No, you didn't, bitch. I want an answer.
Well, how about this, cocksucker? How do you like
the answer?
Bitch.
I got a boy in there
Bitch.
that ain't even
The
right
truth
in
was
the head
bitch.
because of you fuckers.
Go put a potato on your kid and shut the fuck up.
I got a kid that ain't right in the head. Like, only in Kentucky, folks.
Who is in the background of that thing with Von Helden? Is that his wife?
That is Andrea.
Who's that?
Oh, you got to go back and listen to the Andrea Safe House tapes, my friend.
See, Von Helton's usually bored me, so I'm not super familiar with him.
Well, she was
a
a mentally deficient, bipolar fucking person, about 20 years old, that he scared into coming up to his dank single wide FEMA trailer in the hills of Kentucky.
How old was he at the time?
He was 40-ish somewhere.
Okay,
45-ish. So he's 56.
He's 56?
Yes.
He looks like he's 86.
Oh yeah, he's like a Yoda puppet that was put in the microwave.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No. And this is probably he's probably around 45-ish year in this.
And she's still with him?
Oh no, she escaped.
Oh,
that's
good.
the whole Dangerous Safe House tapes. What was interesting about that? She had got out of there, and we had secured an interview with her. 12 or 14 hours or 20 hours after she left the.
Did you get it?
Home. Oh yeah, that's what we played a bunch of it. That was 6 years ago.
Listen to that. Don't you love when you interview the the partners of the people who you've been ripping on for you? That's always the best. I just love it every single time.
He was talking a lot of shit, and she wanted a voice to speak out, so we did an interview. And actually, most of it's been under. Actually, a lot of it's still under lock and key. That was the first time in 6 years any of it was put out and played. So it was kind of a special event the other night. So moving right ahead.
Hey, why don't you bite me, bitch? You guys have.
You toothless son of a.
That's my
Hey.
child up for life. Ryan, that's my child up for life. Ryan.
She's such a troll, seriously.
She's not a.
What a group.
I know, the meeting of the minds. So you got Corky there. He's just losing his shit in the background.
The anti-Illuminati. It's the dumbest people on the planet. meeting together.
You got Brett Keane in the background there. He who eats from the mattress.
Is he still around, or does he?
Oh, that is a whole other story. Yeah, he's slithered back around. He's just on the mattress there, waiting for Darn to bring him a delicious bowl of mac and cheese.
Is TJ still fucking with him, or do they all?
I think TJ's moved on from bananas and boiling
doing
it up.
anything?
I don't know. I never really followed him that much. I saw a fucking video of him boiling his balls in oil, and that was enough.
Oh, the
what's
balls
that?
and oil video was terrible.
Oh god, he looked like I thought it was an orangutan or something at first. I'm like, holy fuck, it really is.
I don't know how anyone would want to boil their balls. What?
Well, when you're desperate for YouTube attention or internet fame, I guess.
Was that meant to be shown on YouTube?
I don't know. I know I witnessed it, and that was enough for me.
All I know is Drunken Peasant sucks. They're not funny anymore.
Yeah, I tuned into it one day. I was like, who are these guys?
They're not funny anymore. They're just not. Anyway.
She's a fucking terror. She gets on
All right, guys, I'm looking.
online.
Guys, I can't enjoy this delicious bowl of chili that Darn just brought me.
Enjoy.
What we got here, we got an individual of the situation.
An individual.
Oh no, you dumb motherfuckers make hate videos on YouTube.
Put your teeth in.
What's that?
So put your teeth in, Vaughn.
Oh, he can't sing when he's got the teeth in, so that's...
I want to see him cover For Those About to Rock. For those about to rock.
Do you realize? See, Vaughn doesn't even realize his own potential, because you know how everybody would shit their beds if he made one video with his dentures in.
He should do it. I don't know that video, the ACDC thing earlier. I was just confused. I don't understand why anybody would intentionally record and then upload that. I just don't get it at all.
Don't try. You'll get lost in the shit abyss if you try to figure it all out. Just let it.
Does he think he's like he would have been a rock star in another life?
He thinks so. He has quite a high opinion of
rock
himself.
Star side.
Well, this is a guy. He actually thinks he looks like Frank Castle from the comic books. So
no, he looks like a guy Frank Castle would shoot for molesting children.
You know, the first time I ever saw Von Helton on camera, he actually had teeth.
Wow, that must have been 40 years ago, huh?
That was 1978. That's since I've been trolling him, according to him.
Right after Vietnam ended.
Yeah.
Under the fucking sun. Yes, I know you personally don't have any hate videos,
then
but you
don't.
cover. But
Then
I
don't
know. I look.
hurt me
I know
out.
you don't have any hate videos of me, but you're in every one of their fucking chat sessions, in comment
Excuse me.
sections rather.
When's the last time you saw me in a comment section?
I don't care. I don't care. You sided with people.
Yeah, Lusty McButt points out, and I think it might be the same one. I wasn't sure if it was the same conversation or not. I think this all started with Sherry226 actually trying to alleviate Mouse's concerns, because Von Helton had put it in her head that a troll snuck in the hospital and cut off her oxygen in the middle of the night. So basically, Sherry226 comes in and just like, yeah, it's just you're full of shit. You're trying to scare the chick. And, you're kind of a shitty person. And I think that's where this all started, if I remember correctly. But
Don't you love when there's such pieces of shit, they just like rub it in everyone else's faces who are smart enough to see it, while they actively troll for people too dumb to understand, to manipulate and exploit?
Yep.
That willfully and intentionally tried to destroy my family. Yes, you did. You gave them aid and comfort. Yes, you did.
right now, Andrew is probably sexting with someone in retrospect. Now that
Who
we
could
know
blame
what's
her?
Yeah.
Oh my!
I can see the smile from the back of her head. Something's going on.
Yeah, she looks happy for once.
Yeah, she's in her own little Disneyland.
She's like, oh, a dick that's not 400 years old.
Oh my God. Is that what 8 inches looks like?
No, my house is really but aid and comfort, psychopath.
Oh, let me tell you something about CPS, sweet cheeks.
Okay, here.
Kids, and then you got to prove your innocence in court. Did you know that? Did you know that?
You let me talk?
Go watch Texas CPS.
Oh my God!
Yo.
You're fucking muted, bitch.
Ouch.
Fuck up. You're a fucking terrorist. I'm putting you on mute.
Find the
No,
comment.
bitch, I'm not on mute. Okay, listen. My daughter wants to say something.
Oh, that's when they bring the kids on, you know.
Don't
It's,
say your name.
Always bring your kids into the crazy YouTube video.
sugar baby, it's your turn.
UPS won't take you.
Because my mom doesn't do anything for them to take me away from her, you fucking moron.
Doesn't matter.
How doesn't it matter?
You don't have to do anything wrong. They got to respond to every call, sweetheart. They got to respond to every call. That's what they told me when they come up to my house and took my kids.
That's not true either, by the way.
Oh no, it's totally false. Yeah.
Sorry, I keep hiccuping. Damn. Yeah, CPS does not have to respond to every call. They actually take each call by itself and listen to it and determine if it, is worth
warrants it,
spending money on.
Because it's resources. And to add to that, he also tries to state that if they have to visit the house, they automatically have to take the kids until you prove that they don't. And that's just so asinine and fucking stupid that no one believes it. Oh, sadly, some do, though. At least when they're enabling them, right? They
I'm
don't
gonna keep myself muted until I need to speak, because I'm hiccuping. So
yeah.
My bad.
What are they
I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's a mood issue. They take the kids, and you got to prove your innocence or guilt in a court of law.
Take us for what?
They took your kids because they found something wrong. Now go ahead.
No, absolutely
Yes.
not. They took my kids because a bunch of YouTube assholes were calling them.
No, they don't take people's kids based on comments from YouTube callers. They only take your kid if they're not going to waste money on taking your kid unless they think there's a good enough reason to do it.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, they have to back it up, right? Like, they can't just march in there. It's acting like Kentucky's different, right?
No, they're not.
Kentucky's a Commonwealth. They can just walk in here.
Right.
Like King fucking Henry or something and just fucking, yeah.
Time. That's why
They took your kids because the doctor told them things that.
No, this was after.
You read the court
papers. Been dismissed. The doctor perjured herself in a court of law and got dismissed.
You read the court papers online.
Yes, I read the original court documents online.
Right, the doctor perjured herself to fuck over Vaughn. She risked her whole career just to get at Von Helton.
He actually went a step further from that. It get crazier. He tried to state that we all conspired in Skype, planted the doctor in Manchester, Kentucky. Like, actually got someone, either he thinks we like financed her degree or found someone that had watched his videos and a doctor that hated him. She moved to Manchester with the sole purpose of helping in this grand scheme to destroy his life.
That's right. People waste thousands of dollars and years of their life just to get a brief troll in on Von Helton.
See, what's really interesting is like when I kind of got in on Vaughn, this is like pre-2012 Doomtard stuff, right? So it's more about the preppers and the fucking 1776, man. We're fucking going to bring it back to the people kind of movement, right?
1776 will rise again!
Yeah, that kind of stuff, right? So, and then it kind of evolved into kind of the Doom stuff towards 2012 and that. But really what you're witnessing here, this is a pioneer to the targeted individual. Because this guy he just doesn't call himself that, but he's been circumstanced his whole life by forces beyond his control, right?
No, you're right. He definitely is like a precursor to that. I mean, that the term wasn't around at the time, but he does seem to think the world revolves around him. And the weird thing about these conspiracy theories, too, is eventually they coalesce. So, like, the QAnon conspiracy theory is actually taking all of the other previous conspiracy theories. The TI conspiracy theory, like, it absorbed elements from the previous conspiracy theories. Mm-hmm. And so, like, it's weird because they just get more and more complex and ridiculous. I would say, like, it's about a 5-year turnaround on the popular conspiracy types, but they're all essentially the same thing. So what he's doing, even as complex as it gets, Vaughn still will, like, he'll be like a grandfather to this movement. It's like, at least he accomplished something, right?
Yeah, well, that's his legacy.
Good for him.
Thank God for his vampiric metabolism, where he would have went crazy from the cocaine.
Yeah, it's weird. His metabolism makes him look about 30 years older than he is, but
But ironically, apparently the gods are making him lose weight. I don't know if you saw that. He woke up one day, he lost 20 pounds.
Hopefully it's a tapeworm, but maybe it's the gods.
I just think he just released a bunch of Mountain Dew from around his fucking cranium.
Maybe.
I'm just going to let this play for a sec. I got to freshen my drink here. I'll be right back in like 2 minutes.
They were accusations from the prosecuting attorney. but they were not
Okay,
accurate.
well,
He
if they
perjured
come to
himself in a court of
You
law.
gonna shut the fuck up?
No, I'm not going to shut the fuck up, you terrorist bitch. I'm going to get my word in here. The fact of the matter is that you and your blood buddies kept calling CPS over and over and over again. Well, I didn't get it, coming out here to take my goddamn kids. So that I couldn't get my fucking kids back for over a year and a half, bitch. That's the facts.
I bet you're making videos the whole time.
Guys. Oh, jeez.
Guys, stop muting her, please.
See, this is why, Brett, I told you.
Great.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, imagine you have kids and you're a good parent and you love your kids more than anyone else in the world because that's what you would do as a good parent. And, you made a mistake. You make YouTube videos because maybe you're a bit of a narcissistic egomaniac. And all of a sudden, dozens of people start calling CPS on you. But you love your kids because you're a good parent. So what are you going to do? Are you going to stop making YouTube videos because you love your kids? Or is it when the kids get taken away from you a year and a half, are you going to just continue to make the videos anyway and inspire people to keep calling CPS on you if you're a good parent? What would you do if you were a good parent?
No, I know. And the excuse is always the same. Every one of them when you bring that point up, they're always like, well, it's my right to make videos. And it's my, I get it, but that's not how life works. You know what I mean?
It's Danny's right to show her vagina on OnlyFans. I'm just saying, though, that doesn't necessarily help you keep custody of your children in the long run.
Right. It's your freedom to fuck up your life, but I mean, it doesn't mean it's a good idea.
That statement is way too much.
She's never going to admit that she did something wrong. She will never admit that she did something
didn't
wrong.
shut up.
She will never admit that she sided with people whose intention was to destroy my family. She'll
I
never
laughed
admit it.
And to be clear, when he says sided with people, he makes it sound like she was part of a conspiracy. It means she left a comment on a YouTube video.
Don't you love how anybody who ever criticizes them is, by them, I mean, of course, the douchebag assholes of the nature that we focus on. Anyone who ever criticizes them or points out any flaw that they have is always part of some nefarious backstage conspiracy of people who are all in on it together because that's the only thing that makes sense to them.
It couldn't be that they're just wrong.
No, that's impossible. They're obviously right.
What's interesting with Von Helton too is if you do get into it, there's a plethora of the breadcrumbs all over the internet of what he first kind of entered, and you can see the development of the Von Helton persona. And what happens is when he goes from group to group to group, different sites, he makes up different lies, and then he's got to keep up, right? So
he's got to make them all glue together. It's like a retcon where he
Yeah.
fits all the pieces.
So if he's on a military website, well, then he's a military expert and he knows everything. If he's on a fucking debate religion thing, he was a reverend for a while. He claimed that he could lay hands and shit, right?
See, but that reveals his stupidity, because if he were smart, he would at least try to have a semi-consistent story to where, if you looked it up, you would be able to say, well, maybe this fits, but I guess not with him.
Well, I'm thinking that's where the vampirism kind of helps him, because you'd have to be like 200 years old to do everything the guy's claimed to have done in his life.
I mean, he looks that old.
He really does.
And the only way she's going to admit it is when she gets her ass drug into a court of law. Then she'll have to admit it or she'll go to jail for free.
I love when they threaten law.
Oh, man. Though I
never
wish
comes to fruit.
One of my favorite nights on Vlog TV watching, and I can't believe if anyone out there happened to record it and have it, I mean, it is a gem. And that's when George Bush pimps the cervix ripper. That's a whole other thing. Vaughn blamed George Bush pimps one night for ripping his wife's cervix due to stress.
Oh my God.
So, of course, George Bush pimps wore it as a crown because he ripped a man's wife's cervix. But anyways, he had Vaughn was threatening court, and he had this weirdo Sonny, this guy that used to hang out with Vaughn on Blog TV. And he was on Skype.
Fan.
Yeah, totally. And so he had him on Skype, and then he got George Bush Pimps to co-host. And George Bush Pimps was like, well, let's do the People's Court. Let's do a simulation. And George Bush Pimps ended up being the judge. Fucking Von Helton's pleading his case. And Von Helton is taking this so seriously that he actually asked George Bush pimps if it's okay to smoke.
Oh my God.
Like this was real to him, and it was fucking hilarious. As fucking George Bush, who's supposed to be the accused, is the judge, and is like really over there.
Is it possible that he's so mentally deficient that, like, when he's LARPing, he gets so into it he doesn't realize that he's not for real?
I don't know. He's just so into himself. It's like when George Bush Pimps crashed a radio interview he was doing. It was classic. So Vaughn thought he hit the big time. Some guy blogging over, I think it was radioblog.com or something, had him on as a guest, right? So this guy probably had a modest viewership, right? Probably like 20 people were watching or something.
Right.
But to Von Helden, this was like a real radio show. He thought it was, he said millions and billions of people across coast to coast were watching this. So George Bush Pimps works his way into the
Rev says hundreds of thousands of people watched his radio show.
Yeah, I bet. And so George Bush Pimps comes on as a caller and starts dishing the dirt on Vaughn. Of course, Vaughn starts raging. And Vaughn ends up getting kicked off the radio show, and George Bush Pimps sits in the rest of it and just talks shit about Vaughn.
Boy, that was probably a really huge blow to Vaughn's ego.
Oh, he still talks about it.
Poor guy. Sounds like nothing ever goes right for him.
Yeah.
At least he can board his kids into a room and not pay attention to them for a few days whenever he needs a break, right?
Well, they had the chills last time when they found that rotten melon there for a month or two, but
Stop.
I'm ready to go to court at any time.
Me too.
My daughter says you go quick. And my daughter's here too. Come here, baby. Don't say your name.
Good.
I want all three of us at one time, at one each, to say hello.
just the court.
What's
Okay,
going to be
this
your
is
greatest
Tom.
when the judge
Shut
asks
up.
you, bitch?
Would you
Hey,
shut up?
when the judge, hey, shut the
Fuck
fuck
no.
up. When the judge asks you, what did Mr. Von Helden ever do to you? What in the fuck are you going to say?
I don't know why Vaughn's oldest used to get scared at night listening to him do live shows.
Yeah, he seems really peaceful. I wouldn't have nightmares if this was my father.
This is somewhat tamed down for Vaughn, actually.
I wondered why he tamed it down. Did he think CPS was watching that night?
Yeah, he must have thought. Well, I don't know. He doesn't hold back there because I did play a clip from him back in 2014 when he was threatening CPS on blog, saying if anyone disturbed his Christmas, he was going to blow their head off. So,
don't you love when these people become aware that CPS is watching them? Like we're seeing it now with Shani and Tila, and they all of a sudden start trying to alter their rhetoric like they can manipulate a government organization or something.
Yeah.
You're not that smart, guys.
Did he say? You have a big fucking cock
You
now.
bitch. I never know you. I don't know your name. I don't know where you live. I've never done a goddamn thing to you, but you conspired with other people to literally destroy my family.
It's a conspiracy. Oh my God.
It's fact. You got your own comments. I got your own comments saved.
Oh, jeez.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, poor old Brett. He's just over there. I'm just trying to enjoy this mac and cheese. I'm totally stealing that bit from
On a
someone, by
diet
the
of
way.
only mac and cheese.
I want to be completely honest. I'm totally stealing that bit and not doing it to give it to someone else. But
Oh, who cares? Steal it. Go ahead, steal their bits. They're not entitled to it anymore. They're not funny, so we can take all of their funny stuff and make it our own. I did.
If you're
I took
watching-
Patrick. I stole Patrick from them and I made him better.
there you go.
I can't believe I'm in a room with adults.
Yeah.
Well, now this is when
Oh my
Vaughn has to make it even now. So she
Is that
brought
his daughter or his wife?
That's where it gets weird. Sherry had brought someone to do a testimonial, so now he's going to drag his fucking drug-induced wife over to sit on his lap. His child.
She looks like a 6-year-old.
This is, well, that's a whole nother story. We can get into this sometime about Von Helden, but anyways, let's move ahead.
I'm sure we don't need to. I'm sure the implication is clear.
Now listen to the. Anyways, I'm just going to play. I'm not going to say anything.
Some aid and comfort.
That's right. Whenever you show up in their video comment section, you are encouraging them and giving them aid and comfort.
She look at that. Look at the. She is like so. She's like, I don't know what's going on.
This is a mentally disturbed person, and he's literally got her on his lap like a fucking puppet or something.
What's really interesting, he used to use this MO. I think he still kind of does it, but it's like whatever at the time it was H1N1, and it's like the only safe place is to be the hills of Kentucky, and that's kind of how he got her up there, right?
How disgusting. People accuse him of abusing a mentally ill person, and then he sits her on his lap. This is very clearly somebody who is not all there. I mean, just look at her. She hasn't even said a word. All you need to do is take a look at this image. He's using her like she's a ventriloquist dummy.
Oh, yeah.
He should not be allowed around any people at all, honestly. Man, woman, child, he shouldn't be allowed around anyone. He's a disgusting human being.
Oh, he really is. But what I was pointing out was interesting is because that MO of like the end of the world catastrophe, you got to move here, is the exact same thing he did. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Kelly videos, the Kelly chat logs. Well, that's what kind of killed his career and got him kicked out of the truther movement. Is that, and there's people here, Miss Anonymous Dick, Mr. Anonymous Dick, some old school trolls, had an account where they posed as a young girl to get his attention, originally just to troll him.
Works every time.
Then they tested it because he was known to have a 4A for very young girls, hence why he married
someone who looks like she's 12, maybe.
But, yeah. So long story short, they found that the more that they pushed the age down, the more interested he became. And then
how is he so stupid? When you have made so many people who fuck with you and you're obviously a piece of shit, like, how are you so dumb that you fall for that? I mean, is it inbreeding? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, he was very dumb, and he actually, the person put it out that they were finally 15 years old, but they were emancipated from their parents or something. So he was like, oh, you got to come up here, and I got to make you my legal guardian, so it's all nice and legal, and and all this stuff, right? And then the person offered to send him a nude pic of when she was 13.
Oh my God.
And he's like, yep, send it tonight. She's like, well, tomorrow I'll look. No, tonight. Send it tonight. And then the only time, because his defense is, well, no, I asked for pictures with clothes. He said, send other pictures of you in clothes with them so I can tell you're not a troll.
You know what's really bizarre is, like, with people like Vaughn, you think, like, okay, he's a predator, but he's so dumb, he's probably not going to get anybody. Here's a video of him with somebody who is mentally unstable, probably has a low IQ, there's some kind of chemistry imbalance in their brain. He's already got a victim here on camera. Like, people laugh at him, they think he's a joke. Yeah, he's a joke, whatever. But at the same time, he's really a predator, and he really is preying on people. And just because you might be smart enough to know he's an idiot, you're not his target demographic.
No.
His target demographic is a near retarded girl. Literally.
No. I mean, hence why he's a piece of shit, right?
And he needs to be watched, and honestly, he needs to be regulated. Society needs to prevent him. If the government were to invade his privacy and violate all of his constitutional rights, honestly, I would be absolutely 100% fine with that, because he very clearly is hell-bent on manipulating a weaker person.
Oh, and it's sad because there was little tidbits in it that nobody really talks about anymore, but he would say stuff like, oh, you can send it to me with, I'm paraphrasing, you send it to me with confidence because people have done this. I've had other people do this stuff before. And
really? So he admits to having violated federal crime on multiple occasions, or federal law on multiple occasions.
Yeah, he's saying all this creepy stuff. And what's really weird, in a vain attempt to try to defend himself, because at the time he had 11,000 subs, something like that. Like, he was actually a voice in the movement kind of thing. And people were dropping by the hundreds every day when this shit hit the fan, right? So he went on Monograph's blog TV and promised that he had the original chat logs and that would redeem himself. Well, isn't it funny? Within 24 hours, his hard drive went. He had to replace the hard drive.
Oh, of course. It was the Illuminati. They didn't want him to provide proof that he's not a dirty predator. They're out to get him. All those vampires were sick of him killing so many of their family throughout the centuries.
Yeah. So that's kind of that's the Cole's note of that whole thing. Let's round this out and move on here.
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Well, have fun.
Look at her making a fucking joke out of it. This ain't a damn bit funny. I got a boy back there that may be scarred for life because.
Why don't you go back there and take care of him?
What's not funny is that he's molesting a retarded girl and he's just bragging about it all on camera in front of us all while he's being accused of a piece of garbage who is likely to molest a retarded girl. He's literally doing what he's been accused of doing while defending himself from being accused of it.
Oh, yeah, it's complicated.
My mother-in-law back there. Thank you very fucking much, bitch.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's so horrible.
So his mother-in-law is in the trailer at this point, listening to all this.
Paying for the bills?
Oh no, the mother pays for the bills. His mom, but
So
right
his
now her
mother-in-law
mom is
doing there?
visiting.
Oh,
Well, she used to come down. She hated Vaughn too. And
She visits and then she lets her daughter go and sit on the computer while Vaughn's making a stream and doesn't even talk to her daughter?
She's looking after the kids so he can do his stream.
That is bizarre.
Well, it's Kentucky, so
I mean, hey, there's a lot of weird shit in Kentucky, but that's weird for Kentucky.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law would come miles from another state up here to see her grandkids and help out. Yeah, that's so
Probably
horrible.
got her ear to the door like, I gotta get my daughter out of here.
Oh, yeah, it's wild. I actually have the epic Easter fight where the mother-in-law comes in the back door and Vaughn's like screaming, "Jesus Christ, I'm trying to do a live show. You guys are fucking."
He's lucky she didn't shoot him in his fucking head.
Oh, it's wild.
That's
Imagine
what I
like
do.
knowing your daughter was.
My daughter.
Yeah, imagine if you knew your daughter was letting that crawl on top of her every night.
No, disgusting. I wouldn't put up with it.
Fortunately, they don't actually take off their clothes very much. But anyways,
Hopefully
Yeah,
they never had sex.
well, he won't turn on the heat, right?
Isn't that horrible?
Yes.
All right, then shut your fucking mouth.
Are you done with me now?
No, I'm not done with you. Because if I would have been done with you, you'd either be in jail or dead.
Oh, boo-hoo, Helton. Boo-hoo.
Yeah, boo-hoo.
I love her attitude.
Yeah, Mouse looked really impressed in that video. She looked really comfortable sitting there.
I just love when someone will tell someone that they're a straight up piece of garbage and just rub it in their face. It seems like Vaughn was pretty triggered, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, doesn't take much.
No,
What do I
not
got
when you're a
here?
dumbass.
Oh, we got to get this out of the way while I got you here. So this apparently, I haven't watched this, and we're not going to watch much of it. I'm gonna because she's going to yell. She always yells, talks. But this is apparently her delusion has now festered out into another police officer.
Hot.
Tila Tequila, who thinks that the guy has a crush who's monitoring her outside and asking her if she's high or drunk, is somehow making advances on her. He thinks
Totally.
she's got this cop in the bag. So apparently there's a new cop. I don't know anything about this.
Probably Officer Hernandez was like, listen, she's making me really uncomfortable. I don't want to go here anymore. Can you please put somebody else on that beat? That's probably what happened.
Remember Officer Thomas or whatever his name was? Whatever happened?
Is that the one who gave her the baby, or was that the guy who
That might
fixed
be.
her
Well,
car?
it was after the baby. He was plugging a pregnant Tila. I think that was Isaac. I still think Isaac's the daddy, but we don't know. We
Probably
don't
is. No, I think your psychic intuition is probably correct. My
could be.
psychic intuition says that your psychic intuition is right.
Well, that confirms it. And I mean, I could be totally wrong. She might not be. The father might be KFC.
Could be Colonel
The father
Sanders.
could be Taco Bell.
What
Like,
if it's Rev? Oh, Rev tried to subscribe to her on Patreon and she blocked him, or something like that. She blocked Rev on some social media,
mm.
but I don't know the details. I'll let you know when I find out.
So the woman who's done porn and publicly humiliated herself and will still post pictures of her wearing Nazi memorabilia, Nazi gear will not tolerate Shani for Christ and Rev. That's just too.
Don't you think it's funny that, like, okay, I know that you cover Shani and Rev, I cover Shani and Rev, the Geek Room covers Shani and Rev, and I meant to say Tila and Shani and Rev on all of those instances. And then Rev reaches out to Tila, like, dude, don't you have any imagination? Like, are we doing your work for you?
That's their world. That's their scope, their bubble. Let's see what Tila's got to yell about. I always notice like the first 2 or 3 minutes of her video is her just flicking her hair and her bangs.
She should open up by screaming, "A pig's vagina!" Like every video.
Uh-oh. So, my name is Trouble, and I'm back. So I was making a private live stream for my Patreon account, Tila Tequila Official. Go join up and sign up and join. And hold on, guys.
Blowing up.
Close the door.
So do we get to listen to her abuse her children?
Her children were trying to escape, and she stopped them and said, "Close the door." That was a 2-year-old trying to get out.
Something like just wearing high heels around the house, eh?
Her parents' house, by the way, in case anyone forgot.
Right.
I don't know if I'm on my public channel now or my private. I don't know, because I was just on my private. Okay, it's public. Hey everyone. So you guys will never believe what happened. Like, of course
You got a yeast infection.
Always happens to me. So
Shani can lend her some Vagisil.
That's true. Shani's got a lot of it. She keeps it on her bed still.
It's like a fucking pump keg.
She's got an intravenous injection of Vagisil at all times.
Now I can't confirm this, but it's said that might have been what was oozing out of her cravat. Not an actual squirt. It was just fucking. He had a pocket of Vagisil.
Could have been preparation H though.
Yeah. I wonder if he rolls her in dollar store rose powder.
Well, he should give it a shot. He apparently wants to fuck Tila, so why not role play? You be Tila, I'll be Officer Hernandez, folks.
I gotta say, Tila would be a step up from Shani.
She definitely would be, but give her 3 years, they're going to be about the same size.
I think that's what he's banking on. I think he's investing for
He
the
likes
future.
that. You're right.
When she finally hits rock bottom.
Oh my God, he's
probably
bitches.
thinking by that point the kids will be gone already.
They'll all be dead.
And he's actually, I don't know.
Hey, Tila can push Shani's kids in a lake too, not kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Then they'll have a hot triage.
Oh, Jesus.
First of all, God told me don't tell everybody my business all the time because, you know, I have to keep it safe.
God gave you good advice.
Right.
God is shot in love with tequila. So I kind of have to tell you what's going on because we all want to know who's going to win. Right? So remember the other day on the channel, I told y'all that right when I thought it was that cop, and then my best friend pops up out of nowhere. This is someone I knew for a long time. And then, long story short, and then
Best friend, she means the guy she used to hook up with.
Yeah, totally. Maybe even her baby daddy. I hope Isaac wasn't that dumb, though. Don't come back and hit this again, Isaac.
Oh, God. Isaac, if you're out there, please. With
Listen.
a tattoo.
We've all fucked bad pussy, Isaac. But don't do it again. All right?
No, crazy pussy can be good pussy, though.
Not if it's Tila, though, because that bitch will get pregnant with your kid.
Yeah, that's the game. I've seen him doing my research. I want to qualify this. While doing research on Tila, I did have to watch some of her pornography. And I don't know, she kind of starfishes.
For scientific purposes?
Yeah, for the
She
show.
starfishes? Are you trying to say she gapes?
I'm just saying that she kind of just lays there with her eyes closed and tells the guy that she loves him. And
Well, that's probably what she did when the traumatic event happened to her in her childhood that caused all of this to manifest as well. So just reliving it.
today, because in the mornings I see another cop outside. He's always here too, because there's like 2 of them.
Yeah, both of them want to fuck you. When multiple police are sitting outside of your house every day, it's because they both are sexually attracted to you. There can't be any other explanation.
Hernandez and the other one might be actually like gay. They're probably like,
Probably.
yeah. They're just like, because there's no way they're looking at this chick like, you're worth my job.
No, and she recorded Officer Hernandez without his permission. We know what he looks like.
Yeah.
She got him on video. It's like, no one is dumb. Okay, there's no way that a police officer is dumb enough to have sex with her after all that happened. And now that she's escalating it, it's almost like she's fucking with the police. Like, she's just daring the police to fuck with her. Bitch, you're in Houston. The police will fuck with you, okay? So, just be aware.
I wonder who the other one is, because I always see him too, but I've never said hi. But Carlita, hey, if you're here, she was with me as I walked, and I was like, "Do you see him?" She's like, "Yeah, I see him. Why are they always?"
Hay?
Oh, what's that?
Who the fuck was that? Carmita Hay? Who's she talking about?
I don't know. I'm gonna back
There's
up.
another person in this story that just introduced himself.
A new character.
Yeah.
it is because I always see him too, but I've never said hi. But Carlina, hey.
Carlina Hay.
Carlina Hay. What the hell kind of name is that?
Well, a girl needs another girl to swap hair extensions and whatnot with. Hey,
Officer Hernandez, you can switch between me and Carlina Hay. Well, my daughter's in the other room. I locked her in, so don't worry. She won't come out.
If you're here, she was with me as I walked, and I was like, "Do you see him?" She's like, "Yeah, I see him. Why are they always there?"
That's her meth dealer.
Because
Right.
I don't know if y'all seen that movie. It's about me. It's called like The First Daughter or something. The President's Daughter. I don't know.
I don't know what the hell it's called, but it's about me.
Yeah, it's totally about her. Every movie's about her. Every song's about her. Everything.
And she's the president's daughter. And she has all these like Secret Service men around her all the time, protecting her, watching for her. And she gets very frustrated about it. She starts rebelling. Sound familiar, guys? That's
Yeah, the only circle of guys around her are like waiting
Comment on
for
her
her to say action. Yeah.
where Lucifer came about because I started rebelling against my father in heaven.
That's when the N-word spirit was in her.
It's weird how she rebels against her father. Obviously, she has some daddy issues, but at the same time, she wants to obviously have sex with her dad.
Yeah.
So it's just really strange how all that manifests. Humans are bizarre, right?
Because he was always having such a strong, like, always Secret Service men around me all the time. So, of course, I'm going to be flirting with all of the Secret Service men surrounding me. And they know who I am as far as, like, being God's daughter because he sent them to me.
It's like, God, you know I'm a whore.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I just want you guys to know my daughter wife, she's going to want to suck all of your dicks and probably get taken it up the ass as well. Feel free, guys.
That's how we made her. Let's skip ahead because she's just kind of going to get louder.
Sucking on my titty so milky.
Carlina, did you see that cop? You saw that
Carlina.
Carlina's in my private chat, you know.
Carlina will never speak to her again. Carlina said, "Don't talk about me in your videos. This is just a drug deal." And Caitlin couldn't help herself.
Yeah. Yeah, after she pays that cuff off on Friday. Cutting her off.
This whole thing first said, you saw him, right? You saw him walking by? He started walking by. I was like, hey, are you here for me?
Oh, okay, I'm going to skip ahead because I don't trust you.
Oh, look at that pregnant belly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want her showing any punani on your videos anymore.
She can do it apparently, but I can't.
No, that's right. If you're a dirty whore, you can show your pussy, but if you want to show the pussy of a dirty whore, that is not allowed.
Double standards. That's what's up.
Sexism.
King Cobra called it.
I guess I'll go ask him tomorrow. And if I see that nighttime, kind of like, boo.
I love that she's recording this outside.
Yeah, she's moved it outside.
Her parents appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, I finished this on my private channel because the Lord told me, like, daughter, stop telling your business to the whole world. I'm like,
you can't stop yourself.
Well, do you remember my name? Remember, I'm Lucifer, Dad. So I don't do what you tell me to do, Dad.
Lucifer, by the way, just texted me, and he has nothing to do with this bitch. He claims no responsibility or affiliation with her whatsoever.
Oh God! Looks like the N-word spirit's back in her.
Totally.
Let's play the personality roulette. We'll just see what one we hit when we move up here a little bit. Love that gangster face.
Pop, pop, pop.
That's what she looks like, folks, when she's coming.
Oh, she's so nasty.
Only she cries too.
Daddy.
Hi guys, I love Lucy. This took a different turn of events here.
Lucille Ball is disgusted, by the way.
There's a moment right there. We just got a shimmer of self-awareness. She's like,
don't you love when they have it for a half a second and then all the voices in their head just shove it right back off the cliff?
I'm going to back it up because there's a moment of realization that actually strikes her that, wow, I just went off the deep end and came back around.
Bye, guys. I love Lucy. This took a different turn of events here.
Just brush it off.
That is also a porno look that I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen her with that. How many fists was that took her to get there? 7?
That was the money shot. She got a little bit in the eye.
And then they kept going.
Yeah, got the old fucking lid glue.
Well,
Did they throw $10 in her mouth and then she just took it for another hour?
No one's gonna win. No one. No, just kidding. I'm gonna win. I'm going to win a shot of love because I love myself.
You're winning like Charlie Sheen, who came down with HIV.
Rat-tat-tat, motherfucker.
Loves me. He loves me. And I can have whatever I want. If I get bored with the nighttime cop, I go and play with the daytime cop. If I get bored with the daytime cop, I go play with my best friends. If I get bored of him, I go play with one of you. I mean, it just never stops. It's so much fun games to
I
play.
guarantee you, nobody's been in this bitch's vagina in months, at least.
No, she's hurting for it. She's advertising for it.
She wants it bad, but nobody wants to give it to her. Which is funny because she used to be a really pretty big porn star.
She was doing her. She had a name. She was trying to get up there. She was a wannabe reality star, and she's come so far from MySpace and Ustream. That's all I gotta say.
You know, there are two huge stars from MySpace. There's Jeffree Star and there's Tila Tequila. Jeffree Star went on to make a successful business and is still well known to this day in spite of numerous scandals, which would have been damning to most people. And Tila Tequila went on to become a dirty, pregnant porn star.
Spit out of the bottom of the porn industry.
Yeah, not even. Like, they wouldn't give her... this hoe would be lucky to get $500 for a video right now.
I give her a couple months and then she'll be just ripe enough for the prego porn scene.
That's true. She could get more when she's a little more plump.
Yeah, start
But in a
doing
couple
milky
months, she might be
squirt.
popping that baby out, dude.
Golly.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
Oh, she's 39 now?
I don't know. There's another keeper, folks. There's another face that you may see in some of her videos.
The cool thing with all of these morons is that you can pause it at virtually any point in the video and get a super stupid looking face.
Happy birthday. Oh, if you want to see me act normal, okay, donate me $100. Bridal price 23.
She may have just found her niche. People paying her to actually be normal.
But nobody's going to pay for it because nobody wants that. So
It's like that Cheech and Chong movie, the Corsican Brothers or something like that, where they actually like go to places, set up and play as a band and people pay them to leave because they're so bad.
I just realized maybe she's trying to get her parents to pay her to act normal. Maybe this is some kind of emotional blackmail.
Cash out right now, and I promise I will act normal. I promise. But
You know what's going to make her act normal? Getting a fucking job down at fucking Kroger bagging groceries or something and living life like a normal fucking person.
That's too normal for her. There's no way she could ever succeed in a grocery bagging career. She just doesn't have the chops.
I have to hear the chip in my cash app, and then I'll act normal. I promise I'll act
I
normal.
bet she's made $25 with that Cash App and Patreon so far.
I'll act like a lady, whatever. And ladies act like boring. And I'll act like a lady, and I'll be patient and kind. Love is patient. Love is kind. Blah, blah, blah. Love is not self-seeking. That's why all y'all dead. You're not smart. If you were smart like me, you would be hella winning. Like, love is all about boasting, nigga.
Poor children. Honestly, she's ridiculous, and you want to laugh at her and say she's just a disgusting mess, but like, those children really are suffering. This is really not fair to them, what she's doing. She's just a disgusting piece of shit. And the most horrible thing you could imagine happening to her would be justified because she really needs to no longer have any authority over the development of her children. It's probably too late for them, though. I mean, that especially the older girl, she's definitely gotten that kid's head. That kid's going to be seeking the camera for the rest of her life.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think we know kind of how these videos go, and it's just descending into madness. Let's see what I got cooking next year.
Sucking on my titty so milky. I gets dirty with it. I'm so filthy.
So I thought we'd get a little fix of coke, change some gears here. Now, this is a bite-sized Cobra vid from his channel.
People were mad at me for making fun of Cobra last time. I have to be nice to him this time.
Well, I don't know. We're not mad. We're not mean to him. We just like to watch him. But for any of those out there watching that follow Bite-Sized Cobra, he basically just takes Cobra videos and condenses them, right? So they're not, you don't have to sit through like fucking 2 hours of just nonsense in an empty chair. So long story short, I was just going to put out there for anyone that's interested, he's actually been putting out little mini documentaries on the new sagas of Cobra and what's been going on with his friend Ellen and shit. So that I found really interesting. You guys might want to watch that. It's funny. So I haven't watched this one yet. It's just compiling a recent hangout talking about his teeth and whatnot. So let's see what he's got to say.
Cool. I need to step away for 30 seconds, by the way.
Sure. I'm just going to let it play.
Greetings, fellow Facebook watching. It's Black Friday and live. Names, but one of my female friends sick, and she's complaining about the dry spell she's going through the other day. And my female friend looks at me and she goes, "I got to give you props, Josh. I don't know how you do it." Appreciate the compliment that I got there on that. Well, how do I do that? She asks, "I don't know how you do it." It's simple, really. When I haven't had a girlfriend in like literally almost 3 years at this point, I'm not even stressing it. I'm more focused on my career and enjoying my life. I'm not going to let being single depress me. And something I've realized, YouTube, is that women definitely think I'm attractive. I'd have to be super autistic to not notice. There's bound to be a goth chick out there somewhere. You just got to be patient and wait for the right opportunity. It seems how this video is also live on Facebook, and it'll end up on YouTube. What up, YouTube? Small price to pay for being so famous on YouTube that people steal your Facebook Live and upload it to their own YouTube channel. What are you going to do? Now, one of the reasons why I've tried to avoid talking shit on other religions is because people talk shit on my religion all the time. People who practice magic are ridiculed in our society, especially if you have autism. People are like, "Oh, that's just your autism speaking," or whatever, I'm back. I'm gonna brush my teeth. 1 second. Got some Crest 3D white.
Yeah. That's weird.
He's weird, but I know you don't follow him, but there was recently the eugenics scandal that was pretty fucking funny. So amidst of all this other drama that was going on in his life, he was already getting in shit from his dad for overdrawing his bank account all the time because his dad helps him with his bank.
Those banks. Bernie Sanders will take care of that if you just vote for Bernie. Sorry.
I got
no choice.
So anyways, long story short, he desperate to make content because he'll make content about anything. Like if he gets ketchup packages at fucking McDonald's, a pocket full of them, he'll make a fucking video about it, right?
And he should be more selective.
So he saw the commercials for eugenics, right, with that fucking baseball player or whatever, and it's like boost your testosterone if you're over 45, and you get a free sample, right? So he orders it to do a review. Why? I don't know. He's like 28, fucking on his channel, but he doesn't read the fine print where he's actually signed up to a subscription of it, and the fucking shit's like $70 or $80 a US.
Dude, it's obviously a scam. I mean, it's made for idiots.
So next thing you know, in the midst of already getting in shit for like overdrawing, he owed his old man like $1,200 in overdraft fees that he was paying off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like just crazy because he's
that's money that you shouldn't even owe. It's just like bullshit money you have to give to nobody.
Yeah, right. So, anyways, his dad comes, takes the card. It's a big scene. Fucking, he's talking about it. So he goes on. It was a live stream, yeah. So Cobra was pretty tame about it, though. He's like, "Oh, I get the point."
Nothing is private for some types of people.
The best of what was happening at the same time was that he goes out and picks cigarette butts. He calls them sniping, right? So he does them in this pipe, like off the ground and shit. So he come up with this idea.
You can get herpes from smoking cigarette butts that you find on the ground.
I actually think whatever he has would fight the herpes off.
Oh,
whatever he probably already got.
Hey, that's how some, there's I don't know if you know who Patrick John Coleman is. He's a dirty gay shaman, but that's the reason he hasn't died of the HIV yet, is because his body is so disgusting that all the viruses are like, we got to get the fuck out of here. This is just nasty.
But so what happened was he come up with this brilliant, actually it is a brilliant idea. Now says he wants to help his community. So he took some of his YouTube money and ordered an ashtray to put out in front of his apartment building, right? He says to keep it clean, but of course this gives him a monopoly on all the cigarette butts.
Wow.
Right? Genius. He's an entrepreneur, right?
What a fixation.
So what happens is during this whole episode, this is just side drama that was going on with his dad, someone stole the ashtray.
Oh, that's horrible.
Well, it gets better because there's a subreddit about him, right? So he reads it regularly where the trolls are bragging about stealing his ashtray and someone posts a picture of it in their living room. No, it gets better. He recognizes the living room. It's the fucking dude who lives upstairs from him.
Oh my God.
Is on the subreddit trolling him.
Wow, and then they knew that he would recognize it, right?
So he got his ashtray back. They returned
At least he got it back on all those cigarette butts.
So amidst all this, and people are also what's going on. He's getting slammed for sticking his fingers into some donations. He put this big thing out that his friend Ellen had this dog fucking sanctuary thing they had to raise money for. And he's broke, and he promised he was going to put $30 or $50 when he got his YouTube money at the end of the week or whatever, right? So he raises this money, he does this, whatever he does to get money, and people donate. And next thing you know, he's doing a Domino's 49 wing challenge and shit like that.
Dude, that's not right. If you want to donate money to a sanctuary, donate it directly. Yeah. If anybody's trying to be the middleman, you should automatically, or if they're saying like, I'm just going to take a percentage myself, like, why? Aren't you trying to be charitable? What's the point of you doing that?
So people are calling him out. They're like, hey, Cobes, you were like broke this afternoon and now you're ordering Domino's and all this stuff and smokes and beer. And he's like, well, we hit our goal and there was extra. Right? Like,
that's not how it works.
Yeah, completely clueless to that he was doing something wrong. So he's getting slammed by that. His dad just showed up, took the debit card. He's got the ashtray fucking thing going on that he's raging about. And he's trying to figure out how to cancel the eugenics, right? So remember, this is a guy who's a high-functioning fucking autistic, right? So he's reading through these pages, all the fine print, trying to figure out how to cancel. And they make it as hard as possible, right? He's getting more and more frustrated.
Well, yeah, because they're looking for people like him to sign up.
And they just can't unsign, right? So he's going through pages. Remember, he doesn't have access to his bank anymore. His dad's riding him about overdraft. He's in the hole. He's got no money. He gets to the last page. It's $34 fucking to cancel.
That's crazy. How do you even accidentally sign up for something like that? I mean, you know, we've all made mistakes with our registrations and shit before, but I don't know. That's pretty crazy.
So he loses his shit because now he's got no money. And his dad's basically saying, you cancel that fucking subscription before it comes out. And it's coming out in another day or two. And fucking he doesn't have the $34 to cancel it, right? He has a meltdown. And anyways, that's what's going on.
Oh, well, I guess as far as crazy people on YouTube scandals go, he's pretty tame.
Yeah, it's all harmless. It's kind of like
there's no children involved, at least.
It's like Stephen King horror, right? It's kind of you know,
it'd be more like Dean Koontz.
Yeah.
I gotta brush my teeth more. Holy shit. Yeehaw.
It's like his first time brushing in like months, right?
Oh my god, you should brush every day. His teeth are pretty white for someone who doesn't brush regularly.
He's been going to the dentist. I think they've been filing them down or fucking grinding them or something.
I could explain it.
Yeah.
Hoo-hoo, goddamn. That's
Just thought I'd make a YouTube video brushing my teeth for everyone.
I'm gonna brush my teeth.
At least he's not taking a shit.
Word out of your mind, washing an empty.
Well, he does that too. I've got him on video vomiting. He'll get up, take a piss.
Well, that's great.
He may or may not have pants on right now.
Green, like what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
I hear he makes great magic wands.
My teeth with some Crest 3D white.
Oh, that's fluoride in it.
Holy mother of fuck, dude. You know, you need to.
Well, this is a guy who claims we found out when he says he uses Bond tactical soap, he literally just rubs it on his arms before he goes out. It smells good.
You know, deodorant would probably do a lot better for something like that. But
brush your teeth more when the toothpaste stings just a little bit. And that is
It shouldn't sting that much.
Oh, we're gonna get a little fuck you thirsty bastards out there are getting spoiled. We're getting a little musical treat here.
Ooh.
We don't get the acoustic too often.
My giny's tingling.
And like most goths, his favorite bands are Ozzy Osbourne.
That's creative.
Dio.
Well, that's how you gotta be. You gotta play it smart, you do. Taking a break from dating like I have done for the last
Taking a break means he ain't getting laid. That's what he actually means, taking a break.
couple of months, my YouTube subscription count has increased tenfold. My guitar playing has gotten better. The wands for my FD have gotten better. So sometimes taking a break and just doing your thing is good.
He's focused, laser focused now, folks.
For you. And science will tell you that those who wait longer on the dating scene make better dating partners. I'm like,
That's a Cobra patented spooky tuning.
okay, guys, quit sending your unwanted dick pics to women. They don't think it's sexy. They don't think it's attractive.
Send me your unwanted dick pics, everyone.
That question. If you were a dude and you got a unwanted pic from a female that you didn't find attractive, you wouldn't like it. Anyway,
Oh, he's a feminist.
Yeah. Of sorts.
Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.
I mean, hey, at least there's no victim, right? I don't see a victim.
Nah, he's pretty harmless. I like the Cobes. I support
He
him.
seems pretty cool. I mean, you know, if you're gonna be silly, at least like you be harmless silly, right?
Yeah, I mean he's pretty harmless. I get, as someone mentioned in the chat, he's his last infamous video was a 2-hour live stream that he didn't realize his mic was muted the whole time. So this is what we're dealing with, folks.
That's funny.
He reminds me, Rev kind of reminds me of the guy, I've said this before, in those horror movies, those 80s horror movies that always gets picked on until people have to learn about vampires and stuff, then they go see.
Right.
It's like you listen to heavy metal albums, play one backwards, and then discover what the fucking the monster is and shit. Cobra is like that guy's retarded brother.
Yeah, you want Cobra on your side in a horror movie. First off, he's definitely a virgin, so he's not going to die early on.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably has some esoteric knowledge that you could use to your benefit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not the main character because he is the virgin. But, you know.
Right, he's like the sacrifice later on or some shit.
He might survive till at least the end scene.
Oh, goodness. Oh, see, Doc Savage is in the chat. Welcome, Doc.
Oh, howdy, Doc. Shabbat, not Shabbat Hamlone.
We did actually. I actually seen him. He was checking out the Nick Bravo interview.
Yeah, he introduced me to Nick Bravo. Again, I just came over from an alternate timeline where Nick Bravo never became YouTube famous, so it's interesting to me. In my timeline, Hillary Clinton won the presidency, but it was really boring over there, so this was a terrible decision to come over here.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but I'm stuck here for at least 7 years, so here we go.
Damn Berenstein Bears.
Yeah. Well, they were the Berenstein Bears in my reality, so... Yeah, and it was an interview with the vampire where I was from. So, right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I probably should go. I'm fairly drunk. So
no, I hear you. And actually, I'm just getting to the end of the show here. I just got one last clip to play, and we're all done.
Sure,
but
let's check it out.
I want to thank you very much for coming in. Everybody else for coming out.
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
No
Sorry
problem.
it took so long.
Hey, it worked out. You're welcome back anytime. So after this, for anybody that may be interested, I might go over and hit Discord in 10, 20 minutes or something. I don't know. But I'm playing this particular clip just because, in case anybody didn't know, Nats in the Pizza YouTube has shut down apparently. We don't know why, but he's entitled to do whatever he likes, and this is what he does every once in a while. And well, like I try to explain to people, he's not the hero we want, he's the hero we need. So I'm sure if we need him again, he will open the archive and come out. But I just thought this is a nice way to send the show off, just send him off. So I'm going to play a little bit of this and see where it goes.
All right, folks.
I think it's time that the chicanery stops once and for all. I'm going to show a clip that I just now made on the other camera. And we're going to take a look at it, and then I'm going to be back and we're going to talk some. So let's get into it.
That was this child screaming in the background, "Let me out!"
Oh, look.
Now I'm actually going to skip
unhealthy
this.
kids locked in.
Nats was good enough to like cover this up, but I just want to go ahead because I don't want the kids in the fucking shit.
Yeah, I hate when they do that, when they use their kids in their videos.
I don't know why Cobra was there this second.
Yeah, that was weird.
Cartoons are playing with their toys.
Talking about a painting I did on a plate. Your slide. I'm gonna eat my breakfast here.
There we go. Oh, look at that,
Oh,
folks.
goodness.
Breakfast. You want a little mukbang or whatever it's called? We got some kind of slider. I don't eat Kentuckian cuisine, so could someone fill me in? Is that I think that's
It
egg?
looks like eggs and Jimmy Dean's sausage or something, but I don't know. Like, I usually like eggs, but I feel like I'm not going to be able to eat them for a while now.
Now, this Von Helden hasn't smoked in years, but I swear I can see the fucking ashes still left in the fucking on the
Probably
bread.
are.
But that aside, like with Von Helden, you don't know, those could be like chocolate moon pies or fucking.
Dude, keyboards are dirt traps. Imagine how much semen is under those keys and that dirty keyboard.
Another night on Blog TV that I wish I had recorded, but it didn't happen, was the night there was only a few viewers, and I was watching Von, and I literally saw him take a drink from a Mountain Dew can, set it down, grab another one, hold it under the desk, and like a second later, I started hearing water trickle. And then the Mountain Dew can comes back up, and he grabs the other one and continues drinking. And I wonder how many times he mixed that up.
I don't know. I'm sure it's happened more than once.
I don't think he would even notice.
There was some other guy on YouTube I saw. I wish I could remember his name right now. He's kind of infamous on YouTube as one of these weirdos who's been around forever. And there was a live stream where he literally, he's peeing in the cup while he's talking to you, and then he pulls it over to the side and sits it on the shelf beside him. If I can remember that guy's name, I'm going to send it to you because you might be interested in that person.
That would be interesting. All right, let's watch. Let's watch him gum this down. It does amaze me. I've seen this guy eat like pizza and shit with no teeth. So
weird. That requires chewing for those sausages.
He works it out. I don't know how he does it. I think he trains on that Cincinnati spaghetti.
Maybe. I love Cincinnati spaghetti. It's so good. I love the one with the chocolate.
Boy. How do I shut this thing off here?
Of course, he couldn't edit that part of the video out. But
Alrighty, you've seen the video.
But he can edit all the AC/DC songs in.
So apparently, what I'm gathering from this is like Vaughn likes to make video evidence, kind of like G-Man, right? G-Man runs around the house and says, "You see that roof? That roof wasn't there before I made this video. I put that roof on. This is evidence. I put that roof on because the roof's there, right?" So
okay.
He does the same kind of thing. Vaughn makes the latest thing because there's rumors going around that he might be getting charged with elderly abuse to do with his mom and shit. But he's been making.
You mean the 90-something-year-old who takes care of his children that he doesn't watch?
Right, and there's a family dispute going on that he's been talking about. And recently, his cousin Larry made a YouTube video saying, that's the one I played at the beginning. Where are you, Von Helton? I know you're out there.
Don't you love when your own family starts making... I'm just kidding. That's never happened to either of us because we're not totally batshit insane. But when your own family starts making YouTube videos about what a piece of shit you are, you might be in trouble.
Yeah. So there's all this stuff going on, and apparently the kids were taken away again and the other day, and I don't know everything that's been going on, so I don't want to speak too much of it. But
they never return.
It's a cyclone. Well, it's Kentucky, man. This is like time 11 or fucking 10 or something. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever I used to think that they would come and take Tila's kids, but then I heard about Von Helton's situation, and I was like, oh my god, they're not going to take Tila's kids. No. Von Helton keeps getting his kids back. Why the fuck would they take Tila's kids?
Oh, yeah, Tila's she's like a waste of time for them compared to Von Helton, right?
Yeah,
but
and Shani's kids, they're not going anywhere either. She'll probably watch those kids till they commit suicide.
Well, the frustrating thing is that the actual CPS, like the actual state, recognizes that he's not a good father, and they actually do take the kids, but it's the family court in Manchester they go to. The judge keeps giving
Right,
them
and it's a conservative state, so they probably are just like, if you want to molest and beat your kids and throw them in a room and board it up, that's your God-given right.
That's America.
America.
So
anyway,
all right, let's keep moving. So apparently this is one of those evidence videos, I think was the point I was getting at, though. He's trying to prove that he doesn't lock the children in rooms and set them in high chairs for hours at a time, even though he's admitted that before. He thinks making one video of them out watching TV in the living room proves that he's not a shitty dad. Basically, I think is what the crux of this whole video is about.
man, what he needs, I won't say because it's against terms of service, but what he needs is something that's pretty severe.
I would agree.
They're not locked in their rooms. They're not being tortured. They're not being starved to death. They're not prohibited from watching cartoons or playing with their toys. This bullshit has got to.
They're not prohibited from eating. I just don't feed them that often.
Well, he's made videos. He got in shit one time. See, his kids were being removed originally because they didn't meet the requirements to thrive. He was charged with failure to thrive. They were losing weight in his care. And
You have growing children who lose weight. How the fuck does that happen?
Well, this is how it happens because he admits, because his parenting knowledge, right, is that he was smart to get out of changing wet diapers all the time through the night or in the morning. You just stop feeding the kids liquids past 5.
Okay, it's better that they be dehydrated than that you actually have to respond to your responsibilities as a parent.
But then it was revealed in the Andrea Safe House tapes, folks, that you can watch on my channel that was just removed from the vault 6 years ago. Last month, the anniversary, she revealed that he never bathed the children or liked to change diapers because he was afraid of getting charged with pedophilia.
You know what? First off, that reveals to me that he probably is a fucking pedophile if he's that paranoid about changing his kids' diapers. I mean, he can't stop himself from molesting his children if he has to change their diapers? What the fuck is that? Like, dude, the fact that that's even a concern is super suspicious. So,
yeah, he's afraid people would charge him with pedophilia for watching his children and shit. So
and it makes me wonder if he actually did something and he's paranoid about it. But
Flash forward to just a few months ago when CPS was involved again. So this time it was the schools, right? And of course they're trolling.
How come mothers people don't suspect mothers of doing that when they change their kids' diapers? I mean, dude, why is that your concern?
It's just weird. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, we know why, but
we know exactly why. They think they're fucking smart. They're not. You're not hiding shit, Vaughn. Okay, everyone who is like you is just as fucking dumb as you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
just to put it in perspective, if we go back a few months ago when apparently the state got involved again, it was the schools that called. Now, 2 separate schools because his kids go to 2 schools, so it can't be a coincidence. His kids were so dirty and stunk so bad, and their hair had not been washed in so long, they had to get the state to intervene.
And he still got them.
Well, not right now, apparently.
Now you said they might have been taken away recently.
I think the 27th, he was posting comments about trying to get them back.
I hope those kids are old enough to be able to tell the investigators exactly what the fuck is going on so that they never have to go back.
Because apparently what's been happening, he found out when he threatened to pull him out.
He needs to go to jail. He needs to be spending some time.
Imagine this guy homeschooling them. That's what he was threatening to do.
And what's he going to teach them? That he's a vampire?
And the earth is flat and fucking
piece of shit. You know what? I don't want to. It's really strange to say anything about eugenics that would be considered pro-eugenics, but honestly, Von Helton should never have been allowed to breed. Okay? And people like Von Helton should not be allowed to breed. And when these people, especially if Von Helton were to be allowed to homeschool his children, they would go on and create many more Von Heltons to the point where society would just be inundated with these delusional, insane idiots who were raised by other delusional, insane idiots. I mean, I guess I'm kidding to a degree. I don't really support eugenics, but like if you were going to come up with an argument for why eugenics would make sense, wouldn't Von Helton be a perfect example of why you should control people's breeding?
You would be a very good poster boy for it. I mean, you basically just outlined the plot to the movie Idiocracy, right?
Yeah.
But essentially,
he would be the president in Idiocracy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have instructed Mr. White, my attorney, that if it does continue, we are to go to Frankfurt and we will be filing a class action lawsuit against Clay County, against the Kentucky State Police, Manchester City Police, and the Clay County Sheriff's Office.
What a cockroach.
If it goes out at my house one more time. We will be suing for the amount of $10 million minimum.
You act like such a victim, but your children are your victims.
That's up to Mr. White. And
all of this drama, all of this YouTube laughing at him, all this is all completely inconsequential. The real story here is the lives that his children are going to have to endure because of what he did for just a few years of attention on YouTube. They're going to be messed up for the rest of their lives because of this fucking turd.
Mm-hmm. And we see it with Shanny. They create the toxic environment, right?
Yep, we see it with Shanny. We see it with Tila. I mean, so many of these crazy people all have children, and they all involve their children if they're children to be involved.
Yeah.
It's like they can't help but use their children to reinforce their own delusions.
Well, that's what they're there for. They own them.
And he doesn't care about his children at all. He's not thinking, how are my children going to be acting in 20 years? How are they going to, how are they going to deal with what's happening to them? Because the only thing he is thinking about at all is himself.
Mm-hmm. Bingo.
I'm instructing Mr. White, minimum of $10 million cash. This shit has got to end, and apparently the only way...
I mean, look after his kids. He can't even be bothered to close the closet door before making a fucking video, or the bathroom behind him. Like, it's just, this is what we're dealing with, folks.
When I go after these people, and I always like to make fun of them and laugh at them because, there's things about them that are laughable, but there always is a point where I'm just like, you're a disgusting human being. You're just an absolute disaster, and you're a tragedy and a travesty to the human race. And I just start getting angry. And I'm fucking angry at this guy. He's a nasty piece of shit. And the fact that he is allowed to raise children is just, it's a failure of society. Not only should he not be allowed to raise children, he needs to be in like an 8x8 padded cell, not allowed to interact with people. His food and his medication should be put through a slot in the door so that he cannot even have the ability to attempt to affect anyone with his instability.
Right on.
In the end is if I hit somebody in their wallet, right? That's the only way this shit's going to end, right, guys? Okay, so now if you want to lose $10 million cash, come out to my house on another trumped up charge from one of these stupid assholes on YouTube. Now, as for the assholes on YouTube, let me make it abundantly clear that I expect the district attorney to immediately begin making arrests against these assholes.
That didn't happen.
And if he needs their information, I've got their information. I've been happy to supply their name, their address, their phone number. But I expect these assholes to begin being arrested immediately. If that doesn't happen, I will also file a class action lawsuit in Frankfurt over that as well.
That's funny. It reminds me of Tila. She said, all of you who filed false CPS reports will pay. Okay, well, I called CPS on Tila. I gave my phone number. I gave my current address. I gave my name. I gave my fucking social security number. No, CPS is not going to act against people who file reports against you assholes, especially if there's multiple people doing it. You become the suspicious person when anyone calls CPS on you, not the people who called on you. Anyway, sorry.
No, 100%. And they try to spin that. It's just spin on YouTube. Like they're so concerned about their YouTube audience of nobody that cares. Absolutely.
Where are the people being arrested for filing the false reports? Where are they? Are there any people you know of who were arrested for filing false reports on Von Helton? With CPS? Of course not.
Well, every report in their mind is going to be false, right? Because it's fucking against them. Just like Shani and Rev are playing. Like, they're all the same.
You can't abuse your own property that you accidentally had and that you resent anyway, right?
Right.
They're lucky they're alive, so they're lucky whatever you do to them.
Right. Yeah. This is what we're dealing with, folks.
On for 15 years in some cases. 15 years. I have lost my wife. Them kids have lost their mother. This shit comes to an end today. Today. And yes, I realize it's Sunday, so technically it would have
I love how he cracks himself here.
to end tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, it turns out, I have to go to court. And while I'm at court tomorrow, I will see Mr. White, and I will tell him everything in this video, and I will show him the video of my children.
So just to be clear, all this shit he just talked about, he has not talked to any legal counsel. This is just all made up in his mind. This $10 million is a number he's just come up with sitting there.
And he's going to show the video to the judge. Your Honor, you need to look at this video where I say I'm owed $10 million. Oh, you sure are, Vaughn. That's totally how it'll go down.
Turnabout's fair play in Kentucky.
Okay, so let's be abundantly clear here. This is not a gag. This is not a feint. This is not a coulda, shoulda, woulda. I will fucking sue if this shit continues.
You gotta be able to afford a lawyer.
He's got Mr. White, the fucking
okay,
the justice or whatever that was given to him, the free legal aid down at the courthouse.
Right. I'm sure that really happened.
I'm sure he cares.
YouTube, Google, are you listening? Because you will be sued also.
I was going to sue Google and YouTube too.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You guys have sat on your fucking ass and did nothing too.
I think he even claimed one time I was financed by YouTube or something.
Yeah, they always claim the most ridiculous crap. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you could sue YouTube for things that random people say about you on YouTube, I would already be a millionaire, honestly. I've been accused of being a serial killer, a rapist. I mean, everything you can think of, you get accused of if you attack particularly unstable people. So if it was possible to sue YouTube for hosting that content, I think a lot of us would be having a much better week.
Well, if you hurt his feelings, beware, folks. You're on his list. I remember one time he actually made a literal list on a piece of lined paper. He tore out of a duotang and like in crayon or something, wrote a list of names, like YouTube names, like George Bush pimps, secular opinion. He goes, I'm taking this to my lawyer.
The lawyer's like, oh, we got a real case here.
Yeah, better extradite.
I'm not going to charge you till we win, Vaughn.
Because we're in big money. Vaughn Helton told me not long ago he was going to be eating out of my fridge.
Yeah.
I had turned my camera on. He saw like a flat screen TV and a stereo, and now he thinks I'm rich now. So
when Von Helton says he's going to be eating out of your fridge, you better get a security system because that sounds like a threat to me. It sounds like he's going to come into your house at night.
Well, I did send him a cease and desist, but that's a different story. We're going to move ahead here.
Ooh, that sounds funny.
I'll sue the goddamn lot of yous. I don't care. But this shit must come to an end now. And if it doesn't, I start going to Frankfurt and handing out lawsuits. I don't give a shit at this point.
Oh no, Vaughn, please don't sue us. We're so scared, please. Oh God, we really don't want to have our constitutional rights violated. Oh. Sorry. I paid $5 for that, so I try to use it every time I can.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
Little kids have had enough. I have had enough. Now, them kids got pulled out of school Friday because some jerk-off on YouTube called up to the school and started a bunch of shit.
I like how nowadays he just always refers to them as fucking kids.
Yeah, he doesn't even like them. He's like, I never even wanted them, but I sure will use them as human shields or ability to get sympathy if I can.
Dude, I got him on video on Blog TV in my vault where he says, because people are trying to give him, like, telling him how to get his kids back. And he says, at this point, I couldn't even give them back if I wanted to.
I don't think he wants them back. I think with a lot of these...
It's a check. He needs more kids.
Well, it's like the kid is a burden, but if you can get the kid taken away, then the kid actually makes you the victim. So...
Well, yeah, he needs a victim. He's like, he needs the struggle. But in Vaughn's particular case, see... He had this plan of Clan Von Helton, and because of his vampire ancestry, he could take on at least 5 wives, right? But two would do. So his idea was, and even what's really sad is when Mouse went away, she went to an institution. Then she came back, and she was so drugged out on cam, she was drooling. Well, Vaughn was mounting her from the night she got in there, was trying to breed another baby because the kids are the ones that get the food stamps and everything. So his mom pays for the trailer and the bills. He gets the food stamps and extra money through the kids, right? So the more kids, this is his retirement plan, right? And the reason they're fighting is because Ma Helton's like ready to kick the bucket soon. And it's been all she's got left is property. As I understand it, this is a simple kind of explanation of what's going on.
She should leave it to charity.
Well, it's divided amongst the Frosts. That she's a Frost, right? So these are the family that he's fighting with, because they're basically like, yeah, we're splitting up the land, selling it. Sorry, Vaughn, you got to find a place to live.
And go fuck yourself, you loser.
And Vaughn's a man-child who's never supported himself since he delivered pizzas in a ninja outfit back in the 80s, right? Like, he doesn't.
And delivering pizzas is honestly outside of his spectrum at this point. Like, he can't do that now.
You just don't want this guy coming to your door bringing your pizza. I mean,
you could pay people not to deliver your pizza if it was him.
I don't know if you noticed, but he doesn't do it anymore as much, but he used to have long fingernails. It was part of his wizard vampire thing.
I remember that, yeah.
And one of the charges that the doctors reported him to the authorities over was that he brought the kids to the doctors for an appointment with urine and feces in their hair.
That sounds totally like him, so I believe it's 100% true.
And that guy is going to deliver your pizza? I don't know.
He should not be allowed the privilege of having children. Honestly, like what he needs again is something that I will not like specifically say, but it involves
chemical castration.
Something like with that sound.
Oh, and what's weird too, see, he is old. He had a family before this, kind of. This is, I don't want to get too digressed here, but he had a first wife, Pam. I don't want to get too into this. But his old shtick before all this stuff, when he was the Punisher, is he took on the Luciferians, and they killed his first children.
Oh, okay.
Which were never born, and she left him. But his big story was that he couldn't have it. His victim story was he couldn't have any more children. That was it. They wrecked his life because in his black ops and fucking military days, he was exposed to depleted uranium.
All right.
Made him sterile. And he tried to use that as an excuse when his first child was born with that retarded girl Mouse, that he took her to court. Like, he brings her there, knocks her up, that she has his baby. He takes her to court because they'll pay for it, for a DNA test. Now, his excuse was the depleted uranium. The real story that come out and that she told in the Andrea Safehouse interviews, folks, is that she was already in a situation with an older guy that was manipulating her, banging him. Vaughn shenagled her away with the H1N1 scare. And he wasn't sure. Yeah, and he wasn't sure if the kid was his or this other dude's.
I don't know. This is just...
It just gets crazy.
The whole time you're talking, I'm just staring at a stupid face on my screen with those retarded dead eyes.
Yeah,
like, dude, like, you are such a fucking loser. I can't believe that he has children. I can't believe that he's allowed to raise children. I can't believe that he pretends he's superior to anyone. Von Helton is the lowest of the low. He is, again, I know I said it already once about somebody else, but he's like the bottom feeder of the bottom feeder. He's just absolutely disgusting. Short of being a rapist or a murderer, that's as low as you get in society. And he's there. I mean, there's homeless people who are way more respectable than Von Helton.
You know, there's this story called The Lurking Fear.
Not ringing about. Where's it from?
Oh, it's an H.P. Love. I'm a big H.P. Lovecraft fan.
I read a bunch of H.P. Lovecraft, but it's been so long. And then I think I got enmity toward him because I was like, H.P. Lovecraft might be a little racist.
No, he's very racist.
Yeah.
But that aside, there's a story called The Lurking Fear, and the basic long and short of it, there's a certain family that's a little eccentric, that they're rich at first, and they have this property in the hills, right, the Catskills. But they end up boarding it up, and it becomes like cousins and everything all living there. And long story short, they lived in the catacombs in the hills for like over 100 and 200 years, interbreeding. And they actually like digress through evolution, right? And they're these fucking, the hills have eyes kind of fucking chimp. I call them chimp monkeys, That's what Von Helton is.
His stuff. Yeah, Von Helton seems like a Lovecraftian villain.
He is a degenerate, de-evolved Kentucky hill folk stock. He's a Kentucky chimp monkey. He is like...
Yeah, I guess a theme of Lovecraft's work was like degeneracy or inbreeding or like the breakdown of DNA to bring out the worst kind of human that there was possible.
Right, like the rats in the walls. That's another comparison.
Made it like animalistic, like you would become less human and more of an animal.
Yeah, so he's like a de-evolved hill stock person from Kentucky, right? He's falling down that ladder.
I mostly remember Yog-Sothoth from Lovecraft.
He is the way. He's the gate.
He is the way.
All right, that cannot be allowed to happen again. All right, it cannot be allowed to happen again.
It will happen over and over again because you're an idiot. Things repeat themselves in your.
I will fucking do every goddamn son of a bitch into the ground if this shit continues beyond this point. Is that clear? Do you look at my eyes? Do you see me stuttering? Do you see me laughing?
Look at your eyes and see an inbred dipshit.
The shit abyss.
I see nothing.
No, this is not funny. Them kids lost their mother because...
there's been a question posed before, and I don't know if you've noticed, but look at the closet.
Yeah. I see a crutch.
Mike, just ahead of the white shirt, but after the black shirt, why does he have Chris Chan's sweater in his closet?
See, I hate to tell you, but Chris Chan is one tard that I am only slightly familiar with. I know that due to my PhD in, tard philosophy, I should know Chris Chan, but it's escaped my purview aside from knowing that Chris Chan created Sonichu and also used some binaural beats to induce a vagina between her ball sack and her anus.
And burnt their first house down with a Keurig in the shower. But,
see, I didn't know that.
But if you ever look up a picture of old school Chris Chan, that's the motherfucking sweater. That's all I'm saying. That's hanging right there.
Well, do you think Chris Chan actually was successfully able to create a vagina using binaural beats?
Well, this is someone that also claims to have done a dimensional shift several months ago.
Hey, we've all done that. I mean, I've done a few dimensional shifts just in the last 6 months.
Well,
more than I even intended.
Yeah, Luke, I am your father.
You're an actor. And because of the trolls' idiocracy. That shit cannot be allowed. That should have never been allowed to happen in the first place because the district attorney assured me that he would take care of this matter 7 fucking years ago. Before all this shit about Andrea got started. And here we are.
Girl.
Sarah Quill.
Yeah.
You should hook him up with fucking what's her name? Gail Cord Schuler.
Oh, she's not one of my tards, but she did reply to me once, and she wasn't super happy with me. I wrote a parody song about her based on Bohemian Rhapsody, and she said, "You're talented, but you really need to read the Bible." I was like, "Okay, fuck you, Gail, bitch."
Well, that's weird because the Bible should be void because Jesus gave her the new Bible.
True, and I wrote a whole song for her, and she just wasn't appreciative of the way that I expected.
I know you watched a little bit of the puke gate going down, but did you see when she was like waving the fucking dildo at the door? And
I did, and I was just like, Gail, okay, I always go back and forth because I know you're definitely insane. Like, there's no question Gail's insane, right? But she's also a troll, and she's kind of in on the joke to a degree. And that was just like it was too revealing of yourself, like it was too obviously a joke. And I was like, Gail, part of the allure of you is that people don't know where the line is. And here you just revealed that you do know where it is and you accidentally crossed it. So it was just too much.
Yeah, she broke the fourth wall.
She did. She should stay behind that fourth wall. Don't break it. You're not that kind of performer, Gail.
My whole thing is I was working on it and I got in Gail's ear a little bit because Tila claims to be a clone and the bride of Christ. So I was like, Tila's clone is a Jesuit disinfo agent.
Oh, you were going to sick them on each other, huh?
I think I'm going to work on that. I'm going to create an account called The Real Tila. I'm not going to say it all here. Anyways.
Almost 10 years later and not a goddamn thing has been done. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Google. All right. So now I'm mad. and I'm well within my right to be mad.
No one cares.
Now, I'm telling you, I'm going to see Mr. White tomorrow, and when I do, I will inform him of all this shit, and something will be done.
He gets the S's pretty tight for someone with no teeth.
That's what I mean. It's a mystery. Maybe he is a wizard.
He could be a little reptilian. Maybe they have something with their forked tongue that allows them to create a.
Well, I have a clone theory of my own. I think in 2014, the real Von Helton died, and Russian elites from an alternate timeline used the Mandela effect to plant a clone. And I think every 5 years, the clone replenishes itself.
That would make sense.
That's what I got from my cereal spoon.
Don't you? But you know what? You've said too much. You're going to be dead in the next timeline.
Oh my God! I feel him zapping my butthole. Help me! Help!
Who's going to put arsenic in your next taco?
Help! Hit my PayPal before it's too late.
One more time over a bunch of fools on the goddamn internet. You know, it would be one thing if I really was abusing my kids, or if I really was an asshole. That would be a whole different.
Yeah, he's not an asshole at all.
No, and he's definitely not abusing his kids by locking them in a room and, feeding them every once in a while.
He's definitely not an online sexual predator.
No, definitely not.
But you guys know I'm not.
And he definitely doesn't want to marry retarded girls who look like they're 12 years old and molest them virtually on camera to let us all know how powerful he is.
He's not a red flag at all.
Trolls that are calling CPS know that I am not a shitty father. The reason,
by the way, most of these trolls that called CPS were medical professionals, state workers, actually people that were quote unquote friends with him at the time revealed to me that they were calling CPS because they were hanging out with him and chats and seeing shit.
Well, you know what you're not taking into account is that CPS is in and of itself actually a troll organization run and operated entirely by trolls.
George Soros.
Yeah, George Soros is behind it.
He has actually believed that Adam Schiff has banned him on Twitter.
Yeah. If Adam Schiff did block him on Twitter, well, that was good judgment.
They say that is because they knows it gets my dander up. But they know I'm not a shitty
your
father.
dander's up all the time because you have poor hygiene.
According to his wife in the Andrea Safehouse tapes, is in 4 years of marriage, she saw him enter the bathtub 3 times, possibly. Only
that
remember
is so hot. Oh.
And he claimed that he used sponge baths. Save time and water. Yeah.
The cool thing is if you want to get high, you could just pick a mushroom off his ball sack and eat it.
Yeah, it's at that point. I think it has something to do with the years, the diet, the steady diet of Mountain Dew and Reese's Pieces.
That'll really make an Ubermensch. That's how you get the Superman.
That used to be his big thing. I got to say that's something that's changed. It used to always be Mountain Dew and Reese's Pieces. That was a Von Helton staple.
What's it now?
It's a Mountain Dew still in the game, but it's just, I guess it's Schwann's and fucking regret and hate. But I mean, most of it is.
We get him into meth, maybe.
Nah, man, he's believe it or not, I don't think he's a druggie. Like he died. No.
Yeah, he looks like an inbred more than a druggie.
He couldn't afford it. Like what
That's
the fuck?
true.
Trade.
Yeah. I'm going to give you $20 in food stamps at Kroger's. I'll buy you $20 of food if you give me a gram of meth. That's not even worth it where you're from, buddy.
Like this is a guy that thinks that if he's following someone on Twitter, they're following him.
Oh,
so
totally.
he actually thought,
they're watching him take shits.
And Lusty, as she points out, he actually believed Donald Trump was watching his tweets. So if he sees something in the news, he'd like give his opinion to Donald Trump on Twitter and then make a video. Yeah, I just told Trump what you do is this.
Shit. Yeah. Dude, Trump's too busy snorting cocaine and Adderall to give a shit about Von Helton, and also probably having sex with his daughter, Ivanka. Just kidding.
Yeah, Mr. Trump, if you're watching the stream right now, I just want to say the opinions expressed. But
the shitty father isn't going to be willing to stay with his kids.
I'm only saying that based on his Howard Stern interviews. That's all.
Yeah,
blame Howard.
And the pictures and his creepy behavior around him.
Also, the sex tape that leaked on the dark web 3 days ago.
Right.
Any fool knows that. What do most guys do when they're subjected to kids? They run like a scalded haint, as they say down here.
What?
Right? You know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, Vaughn, he's drawn to them like a moth to a flame, folks.
What does he mean? Most guys run when they're subjected to kids? Is that what he said?
Well, he's trying to make a case that he's a great dad. Most guys bail out and leave, but I mean, he worded it kind of awkwardly.
That is honestly, an absentee father is a better father than Von Helton.
Yeah, well, in this case, definitely.
Yeah.
So for me to stick it out with my kids says a hell of a lot about me. And
he used to actually claim as well that the trolls were to blame for his kids because his kids were put in foster care for like 9 months, right? And
unfortunately, they were returned.
And he claims that it's trolls' fault because CPS was exposed in Kentucky as being part of a Saudi Arabia child pornography ring, and that they would be put on a ship and sent to Saudi Arabia and sold.
You know what? The Saudi Arabians were like, Von Helton's kids are so hot. Let's arrange a global conspiracy to get them shipped to our country.
Yeah,
that's totally what happened.
Yeah, of course.
Very little about them fucking trolls on YouTube. So now this shit's got to stop, and it better fucking stop.
What should stop is that you should stop being allowed to be able to operate freely in society and have access to children. Those things should have stopped a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I will be talking to Mr. White tomorrow when I'm at the courthouse.
We're terrified.
His public defender. It's probably like a defender. You know, it's a defense attorney that they threw legal aid through at him because he's on welfare, right? His little crayon list. He's going to put unfolded paper and say, "Secular opinion hurt my feelings. Kenny KPZ made a video that told my wife to leave me, and she did."
Dude, can you imagine you're a public defender and you get this inbred dipshit, obviously guilty fucking moron as your person you have to defend, and he's like, "You need to look into the Saudi Arabian connection. They're trying to molest my kids." Dude, the public defender is like, God, I'm really sorry that I didn't kill myself before I took this career seriously.
Yeah, it'd be time to self-evaluate.
Yeah, maybe suicide's not so bad.
Now, are we clear on this shit? All of you? Are we clear?
No.
We better be, because if CPS pounds on my door one more time.
What are you going to do? Kill your children?
Including you trolls.
The next time CPS pounds on my door, I'm going to drown my babies! Don't fuck with me!
It was funny because in that clip I played from Christmases many moons ago, when he was threatening CPS, if they showed up, he was going to blow their heads off. In real time,
good idea.
Real time, in the same conversation, he actually spun it around by the end that he never said that, and that the trolls were editing it in real time to make it sound like he did it because he realized what he said.
I love when they take an obviously unedited video and say that it was edited. It's like, where are the edits?
Well,
there's no breaks.
It was as he was broadcasting it.
Yeah.
He hadn't even, like, it's like, Vaughn, dude, what the hell? I can back this up. You just said live 5 seconds ago. You're going to shoot him. Someone put in the chat, Vaughn, they usually come with the cops. You can't shoot at them. He's like, I never said that. That's trolls. They're trolls. They're going to spin this.
Man, I don't know about you, but with me, does some people ever get so fucking stupid that you just like your fists are balling up and you're just like, I need to hit something. Like, this is so stupid. I need to fucking lash out. I need to break something.
You can't script it. It's almost frustrating to watch at times.
It is. No, it's definitely. I almost feel like a masochist because I'm still watching this, but then sometimes it pisses me off so much that they're so stupid that I'm just like, this is really ruining my day. How is this ruining my day?
Yeah. Well, let's let Vaughn take it out here.
I've had enough. That's all.
Your kids have had enough too.
Whoops, we don't need that. Well, I want to thank you a lot for coming out, man. It was really fun.
Oh, hey, thanks for having me on. I had a good time.
Yeah, no, and definitely, people, if you want the Omni-Eris channel, go check it out. The description is, sorry, I can't even talk so late. The link is in the description, so go check out the channel, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I think I might go over to Discord in a few minutes and hang out for a little bit if anybody wants to come over and do all that good stuff. But until next time, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
See you guys later. Peace. Hey, thanks for having me on. I thought that was pretty fun.
Oh, for sure.
Have a good night, man.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for coming in.
Peace.
Yeah, bye.